everyone! Welcome to another episode of TOPT Podcast, where we talk One Piece. Woo!
You messed that up again, bro.
I'm not gonna get it right for a while, bro. I'm probably gonna have to change up the intro.
Nah,
just a little bit.
Like you had it to start, and then you tapered off.
My name is Larry.
Lionel.
Lawrence. And this is that TOPT Podcast. Woo!
You were right.
Okay.
Nah, you were right.
All right.
I had to say Lawrence first.
No.
I know.
Bro.
I had to say my name, Lawrence's name. Then you say it, and then
that's
Seb
not
says
how we
it.
do it. It's just it seems that way because Lawrence is always here in second. It's my name is Larry, and then we go in the order of whoever. Like it's normally Lawrence and Lionel then me. But if Lawrence isn't here, it's Lionel then me. Then you say Lawrence because you don't cut in and say Lionel before I say Seb. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. When the person is absent, you say their name last.
I get you, bro.
That's it.
I get you, bro. Adjusting. Anyway, Lawrence will be here.
Yeah.
Actually, Lawrence is gonna. He's a tad bit late. Am I too to the late? Yo, hold on. Should I go this way? All right. Yeah, I think I'm good now.
Larry's OCD's kicking in.
Yeah, just a little bit. All right. Anyway, first off, I want to say thank you to everybody that's currently here. Thank you. I appreciate all the viewers. Whether you're new or you've been a long-time fan, it means a lot to have your eyes on us and to have your support. So we just want to say thank you, especially to our Apple podcast listeners and our Spotify listeners. We want to thank you so much for being here as well. We appreciate you greatly. Today we'll be diving into this week's brand new One Piece chapter, One Piece chapter 1148, released by Viz. I just uploaded my single live reaction to the chapter because it releases by Viz Media on Sundays. So you could catch that on Spotify or be a member on YouTube and you could watch that. You get my first thoughts, basically. They're unscripted. They're not written down. They're just a bunch of nonsense talking and reactions. It's really nice. But for everyone watching live on YouTube, if you send in a super chat, we will read it on stream. You just have to give us some time. So because we are a podcast, we're going to be talking. And that means sometimes we get lost in conversation. That just happens. But I just want to say thank you first and foremost when you do send it. And just please give us some time to read it. I know it could be very wanting to just say, hey, like read my super chat. It's been 15 minutes. And I understand because I do that sometimes too when I super chat other people that we watch. So just give us some time. We'll definitely read it. All right. And hey, if you haven't already, make sure you like the stream. It really boosts us and the YouTube algorithm helps more One Piece fans find our show. Also, if you'd like to send us any gifts, we have our P.O. box in the video description below. And what else? Again, thank you so much for supporting us. So, Seb, let's say what's up to everybody in chat. And then let's read some super chats. And then once we hit 6:15 or 6:10, I'll decide however it goes. We'll jump right into the chapter.
All right, yeah, I see a bunch of people here. I see Twilight Straw Hat, God the Usopp, Miracle Circle. I think I'm said that right. Probably not. Anthony Herrera, Left Lane, John Wayne, Vandy Auger, Cyborg Frankie, Dead Kirby, Toji, Mick D. Arnolds, Figurlin Shampoo, Ty BS, Afro Benny, Ja Jen, Loki Dean, Austin Hart, Courtney Marie, Rhett Pressler, Caleb Vasquez, Chur, Trafficar D. Jenny, Antonio Freeman, Wise Life Jody, Nice Guy Eddie, Awareness, Yops, Noobs Raisin, Darth Maul, Smoothweed, Derek Peters, Ravenstorm, sponsored by That Bip, Young Bull Trent, just so many of y'all, man. If you haven't already, like Larry said, please. Oh, you see Taku in here? I ain't see Taku.
Yeah, he said, Seb be missing my name all the time.
I ain't see him. I don't see him.
Yeah, he said, see what I'm saying?
Oh, my God. My fault, bro. My fault. NYC Anime Nerd, but so many y'all 100D hoes. Hit that like button if you haven't already. It does help with the YouTube algorithm, like Larry said. But yeah, we have a couple super chats sitting. I was shocked at the numbers that we got here. But
yeah, you guys are going crazy.
Yeah, already. Man. I opened up the chat. We got $300 in super chats already. Starting with Young Bull Trent, $200 to start us off.
Trent!
Sheesh.
Young Bull Trapper.
Oh my gosh,
Our
man.
boy.
It says, it's been a minute since I did one, since I have been working on my YouTube channel. Hey!
Let's go, Trent. That's
Anyways.
it. Like that.
Ready for a great stream and review. Hope y'all stay blessed. Hashtag topped on top. Hashtag Larry the Goat. Hashtag Seb the Goat. Hashtag Law running from PETA. Hashtag Marv the Goat. Last who wins, Cavendish or Brook? I got Brook.
Cavendish or Brook?
That's actually a pretty good.
I'll go Cavendish right now.
I'm kind of torn on this. I might go Brook because I don't think that the Grand Fleet is supposed to like be stronger than the main Straw Hats for real. You know what I mean? Because like Robin still was looked to be stronger.
Is Don Chinjal stronger than Brook?
He's like,
I mean, I get you, but there's Usopp exists, and bro, like, but I got Cavendish because they said that he has Haki.
Yeah.
He's also the Hakuba mode is gonna be really fast. I'm gonna go Brook off GP, but y'all let me know. Let me know, man. Let me know.
And low key, Brook's powers might work against him on Hakuba because if he puts Cavendish to sleep with music, it's over for him.
And Cavendish has a named sword too as well.
He has a name, the Meito or whatever.
Yeah,
but he was also one. He also stopped Don Chinjal's like.
His headbutt, yeah?
Headbutt.
I don't know if Brook does. I might have to switch up.
That was kind of
I
crazy.
might have to switch up.
I don't know if Brook could do that, bro.
Alright, but Brook took out like a giant number and like a couple headliners like with one attack on Elbaf. On Wano. And now
name him.
This goes.
Name him.
Come on, man. Who? Cavendish beat a bunch of scrubs in the Coliseum.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Could Don Chinjal beat them?
Sure. Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, but he didn't beat Don Chinjal.
No, he didn't, but he did stop one of his attacks.
Let me stop hating on Cavendish, man.
Yeah.
He's good. I like Cavendish. Let us know who y'all think. I put a poll up, so let me know. We did get another.
Yes, thank you, Trent, for the 2, man. That's crazy.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah, man. And I've seen your videos, bro. You're doing good work. He's always power scaling and trolling.
Yeah.
He's so toxic. Another 50 euros, I believe, or pounds. I don't know. I never know. From Sedgefield, it says, getting my super chat in early as I won't be able to make the stream tonight. Oh. You know how it is. Always got to keep myself busy with something else to do, or Larry will force me into becoming his business partner. And he put that in air quotes specifically.
Yeah, you guys got issues.
Hashtag Law is the GOAT. Hashtag 12 years of business partner. That's funny. That's funny.
Sedge, man, thank you for the 50. That's a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother.
That's so generous,
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Another 10 from friend Baltazar.
Wait, is that the top?
That's at the top. What do you mean?
Oh, I was just wondering if it was at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another 10 from friend Baltazar. It says, for Larry, I have a theory that Luffy will talk to the original Nika and past users one day. But I don't want to say anything until you read Solo Leveling. That's where I got the idea. Hashtag Beru is greater than the Yonko.
Beru? It's crazy. I couldn't finish the Solo Leveling theory to this week. I was so busy. And I was literally stressing about finishing it, so I didn't finish it. I mean,
I don't know who Beru is, so I can't.
Beru is part of that. You've been hearing about Solo Leveling has like an ant arc that's like very similar to.
Also not well versed in Hunter.
Oh, anyway. Beru's like one of the top dogs.
Yonko level?
Is he Yonko level? I would say yeah.
Okay.
I'd say he's strong enough to be Yonko level for sure.
Okay.
Cause he was out here wilding, bro. It was like yo, he was taking out like top dogs that was supposed to be like unbeatable.
Lana, you've seen Solo Leveling, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel the same?
You talking about the
Beru, the King Ant.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Honestly, it's hard for me to gauge or understand fully how strong
It's because Jinwoo happens to be like...
Yeah.
Every time I see that dude on screen, he's easy diffing people. So I'd be like, how strong is anything? But maybe I'm just...
And see, it's hard to talk about Jinwoo because the way he scales in comparison to everybody else in the show, everybody else is like really, really strong. And then he just happens to be even way stronger than them. And he kind of made like Beru kind of look like he was a chump. Mm-hmm. But he did have to put work in.
No, he did, yeah.
He did have to put work in.
I gotta actually watch this show.
It's amazing.
No, it's really good.
I love Solo
I started reading
Leveling.
Manga now, honestly.
Oh, don't say nothing though.
It's not a manga. I thought it was a manhwa.
Yeah.
It's a manhwa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll tap in.
Shout out to Jinwoo. Shout out to Beru. But I do think that Beru happens to be, because Beru could fly. And remember, he flew from Jeju Island all the way to the homeland.
Yeah.
And started taking out everything. And he took out a very large number. So I don't know many S-rank hunters that could even... I don't think any of them could challenge him because all of Japan fell.
From what I saw, the S-rank hunters don't go hard at all.
No, they do.
From what I was seeing, they wasn't going hard at all.
See, hold on.
Listen.
They definitely do. You know what's crazy? I think the reason why Beru was so strong, because you remember Bex, the guy who turned into like a werewolf?
Yeah.
The S-Hunter? You remember how they always were bringing up their boy that ended up passing away on the third raid on Jeju Island?
Yeah.
All right. I believe the Ant Queen ate him, took some of his magic power, and then put it into Beru. And then he kind of like reincarnated into Beru a little bit.
Oh, really?
And that's why Beru happened to be as strong as he was in comparison to all of his other siblings from the Queen Ant. And that's why he started eating some of the Queen Ant too, to gain some of like... because he never started talking until he started eating her.
Yeah.
From what I remember. So I believe that when you're an ant, just like Hunter x Hunter, when you're able to ingest something, you're able to take on some of its powers overall. So I think that S-rank hunter who passed away was eaten by the Queen Ant, and then that power was given to the King Ant. So he was cooking in that large pod for a hot minute since the third raid.
Is that like a metaphor, or like was he actually cooking? Like I don't know.
Nah, he was just like in his egg. He was like in a...
No, I'm saying like was he?
No.
Okay. I was asking genuinely. I don't know nothing about these characters, but I put a poll up anyway.
But that's just my theory about what happened during that. But Beru was he was a beast, bro.
Okay.
When I tell you, they had this dude from Japan. He was like the only dude every other S-rank hunter didn't want to mess with because he was considered top dog. Mm-hmm. Like that, bro. Mm-hmm. And I was like,
so that's what I'm saying. Like,
he scratched Jinwoo. That's why. You remember when they sparred? He scratched Jinwoo, and we were all like, "Oh, But even then, Jinwoo was kind of like messing with him. But I was like, you scratched Jinwoo. I see you, dog. You alright? Like that.
No.
Taking out.
All right. We got another two from Fran.
Take it so long.
No, it's fine. They like solo leveling talk.
Yeah.
We got another two from Fran Baltazar. Oh, other two from Fran. Zoro and King versus Cat and Marco, and Yamato over Blackbeard. So we'll probably be quicker with this one. But Zoro and King versus Cat and Marco. Who y'all got?
Cat and Marco.
I got Zoro and King.
Who's facing who, though?
Zoro and King versus Cat and Marco.
No,
you're saying
match
that's up to you, bro. You figure that out.
King can't hurt Marco.
Yes, he can. He can hurt him. I don't think he can put him down. He can hurt him.
I mean, because it's only, we brought up in question because he did, again, I don't know what Oda was thinking or in the concept he was doing it, but King did cut Marco. Yeah, and nothing happened.
Hold on. Did he not lose that wing, though?
Yeah, but he wasn't bleeding or anything from it. We don't even technically know what happened.
If he couldn't hurt him, then he wouldn't have gotten tired. No, I'm assuming
he would have just. I'm assuming he could because he could use Haki, but
King's fire against Marco?
I understand, but that's assuming that's who's fighting who. You could just swap it. Now Zoro's fighting Marco. You know he can hurt him, and now it's King versus Cat. And who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like
Cat gonna have to put in a lot of work.
Sure, they're all gonna have to put in their work.
Yeah,
I'm going with Zoro.
Yeah.
That's really where my mind goes. Like I have Zoro over all these dudes essentially, so I'm going Zoro. He's the strongest guy there. I'm picking.
It's a really hard like me to decide honestly.
I don't think Zoro is over Cat just yet.
I got him over Cat, but I just
agree with Larry.
I feel y'all. Listen,
just yet.
I'm ready to go there. Let us know y'all thoughts. We got another 6 months at Nakama status from Teabag. It says, is this a good matchup? Cavendish versus Kinemon. Hashtag TOPT.
Yo, shout out to Cavendish getting some love.
Yeah.
Cavendish. I'm gonna be honest. Yo, Kinemon doesn't compete with Cavendish.
Kinemon's a weird case, right? Because I've seen the dude
don't care.
Look like an absolute scrub on several occasions.
Care.
But I've also seen him survive attacks from Yonkos and
don't care.
You know what I'm saying? He got Rio when Kinemon's motivated and his mind is in it. He could bang with a Cavendish.
That's what's up.
When he's not, he getting smoked.
That's what's up, yo.
I feel you. Listen, y'all sleep on Kinemon, man. They be disrespecting my boy, man. Y'all be disrespecting my boy.
That's what's up, yo. I think you're disrespecting Cavendish a little bit. You might want to read back.
Don't let Kinemon put a raid suit on. He's seen him. He's seen it.
He put a raid suit on.
He can create that if he need to.
Can he really?
DDT rules.
All right. Wait, did you give him a raid suit in the DDT thing?
There was a matchup I needed him to potentially win.
Yo, should we just jump in the chapter and then jump right back into super chats?
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Because we're already over. So.
Yeah, we're already over. All right. We're gonna jump right into the chapter, guys. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. But we're gonna jump right back into super chats after. All right. So, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Today's chapter is titled Ronya. We return to Yamato's pilgrimage in the cover story. The caption at the bottom reads, "Onward to Hakumai to deliver an Amigasa hat from Otama." The cover story shows Yamato waving goodbye to Tama, Raizo, and Speed while holding an Amigasa hat given to her by Tama. Following Yamato is page 1 and Ulti. Ulti bows towards Tama and them as they depart. What do you gentlemen think about this week's cover story? Starting with Seb.
I mean, it's cool. It's like this. I always like to see Ulti. Page 1, they looking dope in their little new fits. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see an earthquake, bro. I'm trying to see Blackbeard in this cover story, and I'm gonna keep wishing it the same way we kept wishing that the Blackbeard pirates are coming to Whole Cake. I'm gonna keep hoping against hope that it happens in Wano too, and maybe it'll happen because I just don't care, bro. Like it's just not. It's cool. Like I like the little development, you know. Like she's upbringing her stuff, but just it's not as interesting as it kind of need to be. Like even as I thought the Whole Cake cover story that we got with Judge and Caesar and stuff was just much more interesting to me. Like I thought the Mads reunion and them clicking up, Big Mom popping up in for a chapter, them escaping. I was actually invested in that, and part of it was the Blackbeard stuff, or the expectation that Blackbeard might do something. But like, it's lacking for me.
It's not given.
It's not given.
I got you.
And I don't want to blame Yamato for that because I don't think it's her fault. I think it's Oda's fault. He didn't make this trial, this conflict, interesting enough to me.
No.
So, and I don't know how he would have done that based off of what he had to work with right now. So I'm basically asking for him to make it that way by getting the Blackbeard Pirates involved. So,
all right,
that's really me.
Lionel?
The only thing is with the whole Blackbeard coming to Wano, I think, don't you think we should see that though? If if you're going towards with Karibo, right? That's his name? Karibo, telling Blackbeard what's at, Wano. I feel like that should be covered off us seeing in the actual manga chapter, not really on a manga cover story. That's me, because like we don't really know reasons why he went to okay, I think maybe was it the Third Eye Girl?
I was thinking Puddin.
Okay, I mean that was like, to me it's like, okay, that's you're trying to get her, but we don't even know if she's gonna have that power. Like to me it's like it's not really like concrete in her ability yet for Blackbeard to go after. So to me, that didn't really matter. If Blackbeard got her. The shorts in the manga, to me, I think that didn't really matter. This is different. This is an ancient weapon. Something that's a lot bigger than, so that's, I feel like if we're going to we should get in a manga chapter at least. That's what I think. So I don't think Blackbeard,
bro.
I don't know.
Off-panel goat, bro.
Bro.
Yeah, bro. Off-panel goat.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm thinking, because for instance, like...
Trying to put my goat on panel?
Yeah. What? No, because we got, for instance, the whole Boar Hancock thing. Like, we at least got a little bit of that on a chapter.
True.
So I'm saying, I think we're going to get something like that at least. Maybe, I'm thinking, like...
I get it, though. The importance is there.
Whether he gets it or not, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't really have much. I just thought the hat thing just reminded me of Ace a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
That's where Ace learned how the hat. I don't know if Yamato had the hat before. Like, does she have something wearing? I don't know if she could wear if she has orange. But did she wear something like that or have it before or no? Oh, no. That's the first time. Okay.
Yeah, it was given to her.
And I'm pretty sure Odin had one, right? Or at least all the scabbards did at one point.
Yeah.
When they went to go fight Kaido, they all had the Amagasa hat.
Yeah.
Amagasa hat. So
yeah.
Otama gave it to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I really have. Because going on what I said before with the Blackbeard thing. But it's just cool that we're actually seeing Uti and Pedro actually joining Yamato. So just gonna see who else is gonna join the Yamato's voyage. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. To be honest, I jotted down an idea of what might happen once Yamato reaches Hakumai. But I'm all set for now. Shout out to Ulti. She always looks incredible. Yamato's got a strong crew shaping up. That's all I got to say. So.
She still hasn't returned the sword, right? She still has to do that, right?
Yeah, that's why she's going to Hakumai. Okay, yeah. Hakumai was the place that Yasui was the daimyo of. And that's also the same spot where Zoro and Hiyori slept together. Yeah.
I mean, they covered it in the cover story that who took her sword, right? And she got it back, right?
Yeah.
Because I really forgot that happened.
It was Hold'em.
Yeah.
And then Tama one-shot him.
Oh, yeah.
That was the peak of the cover story.
Yeah, that was the best part of the cover story. I genuinely was interested after that.
It didn't make any type of sense, but okay.
It's not supposed to. It's supposed to get people riled up. It's provocative.
Straight one-shot Hold'em, bro. What a difference a month makes. Literally a month ago.
I mean, I guess because you remember the scene when he had her tearing up when he's poking up her ability things and all that stuff. Now it's like she's so helpless. Luffy had to save her. Now she got One Piece. Luffy punching power,
bro.
Because Luffy one-shot this man too.
Tom on a farther trajectory than Kobe, bro. She go crazy right now.
Wow. All right, let's read 6-7 super chats, and then we'll jump right back into the chapter.
Okay. We got another 2 from That Ain't A. It says, do you need Haki to awaken your devil fruit? # Larry Tax. Larry Tariff, sorry.
Oof. To awaken it?
Oh.
No.
I want to say no, but I feel like it's going to go hand in hand regardless.
I think in order to control the awakening, yes.
Okay.
So we have the Impel Down Demon Guards. We know that they're awakened. They're Zoans. But the Zoan took over them.
Right.
And because of that, I think it's because they lacked the Haki in order to control the Devil Fruit itself. The willpower of the Zoan Devil Fruit took over.
See, so this is where... But that's a Zoan, right?
Yeah.
Would say Buggy... is Buggy incapable of awakening now because he doesn't have the will? You know what I mean? I don't think Buggy is going to succumb to anything with his Devil Fruit, but it doesn't have its own will, per se, because it's not a Zoan. Unless Buggy's some mythical god Zoan that we didn't know this whole time, which I'd rip my hair off. But in general, there's people like Buggy that exist.
Yeah.
So it's I don't think those people need Haki to awaken their Devil Fruits.
It depends.
Yeah, I think that thing's only towards the Zoans, honestly.
So I think you need some type of Haki. I think you at least need the basic type. So, for example, we have Kid and we have Law. And neither of them before their awakenings were using these high tier Hakis, right? They were probably using basic tier Hakis. Law had knowledge of Haki. Kid kind of didn't at all, but most likely he was using it the same way Luffy was using Haki without knowing it in Impel Down once Blackbeard said something about it. So you do have to have some form of it, even if you're not utilizing it, in order to activate your awakening. And I think Kid and Law are the perfect example for that because they were able to do it. So I think you have to have some type. Some.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. I mean, everything Haki at the end of the day. So we got another 5.
Starting to get it.
From I've been on the everything's Haki wave for a while. You remember the Fishman karate stuff?
But that's not Haki, though.
Listen, Lionel. It's all Haki at the end of the day.
It's not, bro.
Anyway, another 5 from Hunch and the Hoes. Larry changing the name to commit evasion from his own taxes is genius. That's crazy. Yeah,
that's not how taxes work.
Yeah,
that's not how it works.
Thank you. Another 2 from Wise Life Jody. More impressive clash: Kaido and Luffy, or Roger and Whitebeard?
Roger and Whitebeard.
Yeah, Roger and Whitebeard.
What are you talking about? They blew away the clouds.
Yeah, I don't.
We lucky the island didn't blow away.
I'm trying to think of a reason why it wouldn't be Roger and Whitebeard.
Yo, Odin was struggling for his life to stay on his feet. He had to put the sword in the ground. No disrespect to Odin, though.
That was an anime, bro. Alright. Like, that didn't happen in the manga.
Alright, we got another 5 from Anthony Herrera. Yo, what's good, TOPT? Since DDT is coming out to cons, are y'all going to try to come down to South Texas? With a question mark with the praying emoji. Hashtag Blackbeard Gang. We're gonna try to make more cons in general.
Yeah.
I don't know what's South Texas. What is down there?
It depends on. There's a couple cons. It depends on our group as well. That's gonna be attending. So we're always gonna announce if we're going to cons or not. But the ones that we're going to later this year, we're definitely going to. So yeah. Salute.
Another 2 from Uwu. It says, been busy. Will Spotify later? Hashtag Larry Tax. Hashtag Spotify.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for pulling up just to say that.
Yeah.
Another 2. 10 from Tyler the Don.
Thank you.
Larry always saying Mihawk can't put the sword down and box, but Zoro is able to use Zero Sword style and be effective. So are you saying Mihawk can't do that as well? How effective are we talking, bro?
Exactly.
How effective is Zoro with Zero Sword style?
Exactly. Can Zoro output the same amount of strength he can with the sword without the sword? And that's the main consensus of me and Sebastian's logic.
It's this simple. When Zoro started losing his weapons versus King, he immediately went to go grab them because he knew he could not continue that fight without those swords.
Correct.
And if we're putting Mihawk up against Yonkos now, imagine you're replacing King with Shanks or Kaido or Big Mom or Whitebeard.
Yeah.
Is Mihawk gonna be like, I don't need your Whitebeard. It don't matter. It's up. No,
if
bro.
If he can do that, then he up, he up there for me, bro.
Saying.
I love that.
If Mihawk can show us that, then it's very different conversations gonna be happening.
Facts.
But I don't think any of us believe that.
No.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they showed like Zoro could fight without his swords to a degree, but again, he's not going to do it against higher comp.
Yeah, bro.
He could probably do it against fodder and like people who are a little above fodder, like when we saw at the Davyback fight. And that's as far as it's going.
I'm sure it could go farther than that now, but like,
but
he's not going to be as effective.
Yeah,
that's basically conclusion we reached.
Another 2 from NYC Anime Nerd. Let's effing go. Chapter had me hyped. Love y'all with a heart emoji.
Thank you, nerd.
Hashtag teriyaki haki. What? what is that?
We'll do Roy Stokes,
okay.
And then we'll go back into the chat.
Okay, and we did get one more gifted membership from Roy Stokes. So
Thank
whoever
you,
was
Roy.
receiving that,
Appreciate you.
Please throw the Nakama fist up and welcome to the crew. I low-key need a Nakama subscription myself because you went live. And I like tried to click on the video, and they were like, "Are you not a member, dog?" And I was like,
"Yeah, there's special access for that, bro."
That's crazy. I'm not a member. So crazy.
All right, let's get right into the chapter. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. The chapter opens with Ronya, the giant child, saying her legs are moving on their own as she walks away from Branch 8. The other giant children, who were just in line with her, call out, asking, "Where are you going?" Ronya doesn't know. She finds it strange that she can't control herself, but brushes it off, saying she'll be fine. As she repeats this reassurance, she approaches the end of the arrow-shaped path leading off the branch, like a diving board suspended in the air. Ronya stands at the tip and looks down. Below her lies the underworld. Panic sets in. Gunko informs Somers that the first child is in position to fall. Somers instructs him to patch Ronya's voice through so all of Elbaf can hear. Then Somers makes a chilling announcement to the entire island. If Yarul doesn't make his decision within 30 seconds, Ronya will be pushed off branch 8. Yarul must order Anji to burn the library. The giants surrounding Yarul are torn. Some argue the library holds the voices and history of thousands of years, countless lives remembered through their words. Others insist that living children matter more than ancient texts. A fierce debate erupts among them over what holds greater value, a single life or the history of the world. Many wish anyone, could put an end to the cruel game the Holy Knights are playing. Meanwhile, Robin and Chopper are still hidden in Saul's hair. Robin tells Chopper to stay put. Chopper protests, saying they shouldn't fight the Holy Knights without understanding their powers. But Robin says she can't hold back her emotions any longer. We shift to the Colin Pirates as Somers passes by. Nami calls him insane for threatening children. Somers coldly replies that he doesn't care about the opinions of insects. Elsewhere, Ripley and Frankie are on the move. Ripley joins the giant warriors as they split up, some heading off to fight the Sleep Tids, others rushing to save the children. Their next destination, Branch 8. So, Lionel, what did you think about the beginning of this chapter, bro?
Sorry. Kind of just, again, shows a little bit how crazy and, like, terrible the world government / Knights are. Honestly, when I thought of this, I just thought of it now. It's funny that in a weird way, this is our first kind of like walk the plank.
Yeah,
yeah, you thought that too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's not even with pirates, with the world government, and they're doing it to a little kid. That's what even makes it crazy and sadder at the same time. But yeah, this shows how crazy they are, and again trying to achieve their goals. Just they show that they don't legit care. So again, they view them as insects. I don't really have much here, but like I just thought of that. But I don't have much here.
All right, Seb?
All right, I don't have too much either. I will say Ronya, however you say her name, she looked mad funny to me. Like when she was like walking like that, she's like, "Oh no, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be chill. It's no big deal." And she walks there, she's like, like, bro, she starts breathing heavy. It's like, dang, man, like this is mad sick. Like this is actually evil. Nami commented, like even the worst criminals in the world ain't doing this.
Yeah.
And I was thinking in my head,
That's not true.
it's not true.
Nah,
It's just not true. Blackbeard would do this
I
if he
thought
needed
that,
to.
but you also thought, okay, Big Mom wouldn't do it.
Oh, she wouldn't because it's a child.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She has a specific
Yeah.
child problem.
Yeah.
Kaido.
He's doing that.
I was thinking
He's totally doing
Bro,
that.
he crucified
Bro,
Momonosuke.
When I tell you, there's a large... I want to say over 50% of the villains that we faced as major arc villains would do this. Anel would do this without hesitation.
Yeah.
Arlong would do it to a human. You know what I'm saying? Any human. It wouldn't matter if it's a child or not. I don't think Crocodile would do it, but maybe I'm tripping with that. Dofi would do it. We don't have to get it. I don't think Morio would do it.
Wait, are you sure Dofi would do it?
Yeah.
I don't think he ever actually hurt kids.
Bro.
I'm dead serious.
Wow. Be for real.
I mean, I know he's such a dragon.
How many kids do you think was on Dressrosa that was gonna die from the birdcage?
That's true.
He didn't care, bro. It don't
Yeah,
matter.
that's true,
If you're in the
that's
way of
true.
his goal, it's happening.
That's true.
He might not want to, but he'll totally do it. It's not I don't even think he'd hesitate.
I'm not trying to find somebody else besides Big Mom.
Bro, he clipped his dad, bro. He's doing this to
That's
a kid.
that's
random
different.
kid?
That's different.
Kidding me? He's not gonna take the joy that Somers seems to take, but he'll do it. We don't have to go down the rest of the list, but I did think it was interesting. Somebody recently super chatted or asked us a question about somebody walking the plank. So it was crazy that like within the next chapter or two we got a child walking the plank. Yeah. That's kind of wild. I remember I had been complaining a bit about Robin's inaction, and I know she started tensing up the end of last chapter, like seemingly she was gonna do something. But yeah, that I can't hold back my emotions. Like this is crazy what's happening, and she was just kind of letting it happen. I ain't like that. The discourse that they were having it's interesting to me, but it's also like, yo, bro, you have 30 seconds. Like, y'all having this philosophical, should we let them burn the... Like, what?
Yeah, bro.
Y'all have 30... I was reading this. I was like, yo, if I read slow, this could take me 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? But it was just kind of funny to me. Anytime I get a countdown, I think back to Frieza and Dragon Ball Z. And I immediately was like, I wonder how long this 30 seconds is going to last. Like, is it going to be the whole chapter? Is it going to be... Typically, Oda cuts it to, like, the chapter or that string of chapters. Dragon Ball, that 5 minutes lasted, like, 25 episodes. But,
yeah, bro.
But anytime I get a countdown from a villain, I immediately think back to Frieza. I was a little disappointed in Jinbei. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Again. Because, granted, I don't know the parameters about Gunko's threads or whatever, the arrows or whatever she got going. But like not only is he tied up, he chilling. This little girl about to die. Yeah. He not even strong. He like,
but
damn, yo, that's crazy.
But can you tie her arrows as strong as in a way Doflamingo strings? Because I don't think Jimmy can break through Doflamingo strings either. Like, we haven't seen anybody do it.
Actually. I mean, maybe they are. I would like to have seen him struggling.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. He's not even trying. He's just sitting there like.
You could at least full body Haki, bro.
Yo, something. He just chilling.
Yeah, he not doing.
He be in a couch cushion right now.
Yeah, he like a beanbag.
Yeah,
like
bro.
Everybody laying on him just wild.
At least Nami voicing disapproval.
Yeah, it's like what she usually does.
Jinbei just like, hey, man.
That's crazy.
It's wild y'all doing all this right now.
Yeah, y'all doing that to human kids.
But one thing I noticed, and I don't think we've brought it up too much on the pod, or at least. It's been like a consensus in the community that Elbaf is like Shanks' territory, and it's like very clearly not Shanks' territory.
What you mean?
So like, would they be doing all this if this was a Yonko's protected territory? They wouldn't be trying to recruit it. They wouldn't be pulling up, being like, yo, we're gonna hostage kids and kill them and all this if it was actively protected by Shanks. And maybe that's me gassing Shanks, but like, we've gotten word from Somers that he's not trying to fight a Yonko. But y'all pulling... I mean, he was summoned here without his knowledge or whatever. But, like, are they doing all this if Shanks had that predestined... Like, my flag is here. Like, Luffy has on Wano and Big Mom had on Fisherman Island and stuff like that. I don't think they would. And I don't know why... Oh, you disagree?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why... I don't know why I didn't realize it earlier, but I always just thought, like, yo, this is Shanks' territory the whole time I've been here. Like, he comes here, he has roots here, whatever, people, etc. Yo, it's nice territory to me. So, that I don't know what that changes. It just changes the avenues that people can go down here. But, like, for the longest time, I've always just had to show Elbaf as Shanks' territory. Maybe it's headcanon, maybe it's just because of theories that I've thought were accurate. This ain't his territory, bro.
I think it's the lesser of two evils. Right? Okay. So the lesser of two evils is we have this war that's supposed to take out the world government itself. Okay. Right? And we need to recruit regardless if they want to join us or we're going to just make them slaves, the Elbaf people. I could deal with a Yonko war later because that's
down the line
lesser of an evil than this upcoming war.
Plus they could teleport. So it's like Shanks ain't here, I bet.
Yeah. We
could be in and out. Deal with the consequences.
Oh, you're gonna come to Matty Joe again? Bet, yo, your dad's there.
Your brother got that.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? I thought, if anything, it's probably easier.
Yeah, I really thought they were saying, "Oh, that's my little brother's territory." All right, let's get into it.
Yeah,
that's a little bro spot. Put your feet up on the couch. Open it. What you got in the fridge over there?
Well, that's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's something that hit me when I was reading this. I'm like, yo, y'all doing a lot. up in Yonko territory for people that are not trying to fight Yonkos. But
I think once we got the information that the Giants happened to be the most important piece to the upcoming war, it was like it's all or nothing right now. So that's what they're basically going for.
That's valid.
Yeah,
that's
how
valid.
I feel about it.
I still ain't see no flags though.
Because
that was another thing. I didn't see no flags either.
It's a small flag. It's a small flag compared to that big island, bro. Like, where are we putting it? The underworld? Are we putting it in the sun world?
Maybe he has a section of the island.
Yeah, that's
the way he likes to go to.
Listen, man, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. Yeah, but that's it?
That's it for me.
All right. I've mentioned this several times throughout this podcast, how much I love to see Oda blur the lines between right and wrong. And I think we have one of those moments right now. What truly is the right thing to do? Should we allow a few children to pass away in order to preserve the truth of the world? Or should we forsake that truth to save their lives? Honestly, I don't think anyone can fully grasp the weight of either choice enough to confidently say which is right. There are so many layers to consider. That's why I really appreciated the back and forth among the Giants. It showed the complexity of this dilemma in a way that felt raw and real. Now, I know some people might say I'm sounding like a celestial dragon right now, but hear me out. Let's say, hypothetically, that the only way to prevent the world from flooding lies within the unread history stored on Elbaf. In that case, wouldn't the sacrifice of a few children, tragic as it is, be justified to save the world? That's just one example, but it raises the question. What if history contains something that could benefit the entire world more than those individual lives? That said, I'm not denying the value of children's lives. Of course they matter. But I believe two things could be true at once. That's what makes this moral conflict so compelling to me.
I put Giants Lives Matter in the chat so people know. But it's just, I love that you're the one saying this because, yeah, obviously the pod didn't exist back when the MCU was at its heyday. But you were the biggest Captain America guy.
I am.
And his whole shtick was, we don't trade lives.
I know.
And I was the biggest Iron Man guy. And he was more willing to make those kinds of decisions than Cap was. So, it's wild, man.
Well, I never said what I would choose.
Talk to me.
I'm just saying.
Talk to me.
If you open your mind to both choices, I could see that a lot of people would disagree with choosing the lives of children over the text that is contained in the library, which we know nothing of what's in it, right? So for me, it's like, if I was in it, yeah, I'm saving the kids and saving the text.
Yeah.
That's a cop-out answer, man. You gotta choose one. y'all pulling Lawrence's. Y'all gotta choose. And I'm putting a poll up.
Hey,
I'm putting a poll up. Y'all gotta choose. Save the little girl and the kids, or save the books in the library and all that. Y'all gotta choose.
I mean, like, I'll get it. I try to do both. But if I had to pick one, I'll seem saving the kids. Because you could probably just figure out another way to save the world from drowning itself later on. Like, you know, you got Vegapunk still alive. He could possibly figure something out.
That is true as well.
Man, y'all factor in Vegapunk, man.
So, yeah, you're right. Lionel's right. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and deny that he didn't just say facts. Vegapunk here, bro.
Toby says save the
and
books.
And also, Vegapunk read everything, so he knows.
So everybody saying save the books.
That's crazy.
Listen, bro, I felt like I made a compelling argument. That's all I'm saying.
I get, but Vegapunk read everything. He could probably just write down everything again.
Bro, I know what's in the books. Y'all wallet. The books ain't that interesting, bro. Say it again.
Hold on. I will say, but do we know that Vegapunk has read all the books on Elbaf? Did he say that on Egghead? Because I thought he said he only read the books on Ohara.
Well, they're the same books.
No, but these.
No, they're not.
Well,
there's
no, you're right, they're
also
not the same
books
books.
on
That's true.
Elbaf that wasn't on O'Hara.
That's true.
Them
They
kids not
added
saving
it to the library.
Them kids not saving the world for real. Them kids can't even read. Why are we saving?
Yeah, you guys are crazy.
This is wild.
Yeah, y'all wild.
Trick love the kids. I hate y'all. I hate y'all so much. Oh man! Shout out to Christopher Stewart. That's too funny, bro.
Listen,
Yo,
man.
Save the Books winning the poll is wild. Y'all are terrible.
Yo,
Listen, bro.
I hope y'all don't have kids, man.
Listen, bro.
Yo.
They said save Biblo the owl. We good from there.
Listen, bro. Y'all was calling me Saint Larry for a second. And look at y'all now, bro.
Yo,
Who's
this is
the true
wild.
celestial dragons in the chat right now?
NYC editor say UNICEF out there. I hate y'all so much, bro.
Listen, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
That's
Marv, you saving the kids or you saving the books? What's up? I need to know. Streets need to know.
I'm saving the kids, yeah.
Okay.
Saving
All right.
the
I'm
kids.
not a good reader.
Marv, man, he got to read the manga now.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh man.
All right. Let's get into some super chats. We'll do about 6 to 7, and then we'll jump right back into the chapter.
We gotta ask Lawrence who he's choosing too. Man.
You already know his answer, bro.
I don't.
It's the books. No, I'm joking.
It's hella New World scriptures in there, man.
Saying.
Yeah, what's up, Lionel?
Yeah,
What's
bro.
up?
Saving the kids, bro.
Okay, I was just checking, man. I was just checking. We got a lot of great books in there. I'm playing. All right. Another 5 from awareness to all. 1. Did Yasop imbue Haki to sink Barto's ship in chapter 1126? And 2. Will Sanji get Conquerors Haki since we see Gaban with it, or is he not a perfect parallel? We will get into that last piece a little later in the chapter, I believe.
I have some interesting stuff to say.
As far as Yasop, I want to say yes. It also could have just been a situation where he's such a good sniper. He sniped the thing on the ship that would cause it to have that kind of explosion. I kind of like both because it could still be Haki being utilized to scope out the perfect pinpoint place to snipe, while also, you know what I mean, just showcasing his elite sniping ability. So we didn't get all that on panel, but like that's kind of how I viewed it.
Yeah.
So.
I think it'd be interesting as well if Usopp's gimmick is plants. Maybe Yasop's gimmicks could be like explosives. And, you know, it'd be a deadly version of what Usopp can do, and it'd be a more basic, unimaginative version of what Usopp could do. But I would like if he could imbue Haki into those explosives, or he just has like explosive bullets.
So you're saying that he's like in a way sniping with buggy balls, but on a greater level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So it'd be similar to like what Usopp can do.
Yeah, because why wouldn't he be able to do like the Amazon Lily people do with their arrows, right?
Yeah.
Like with
Well,
bullets.
that's armament infused, but I don't think he's using Haki.
But that's what
in it.
he's asking. You know what I'm saying? Is it armament that caused it to be that? And it could still be that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It could still be that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get into the Gaban Sanji Conquerors Haki conversation when we get to
Yeah.
that part of the chapter.
We'll get
So
to that
sorry,
part.
awareness, but stick around. We'll
Yeah,
talk
stick
about
around.
it.
It's not going to be that long.
And hit that like button, y'all. We're at like almost 600 viewers, but only 245 likes. Hit that like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. But yeah, we got another 5 Canadian from Smooth Weeb. It says, what if future sight killing / projecting or equals projecting your future sight into other person's mind? Like Mihawk projecting his future sight cutting Luffy's arms in Marine Ford. That gets a little convoluted there, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. I think it's more or less you see something.
Yeah, because then wouldn't Shanks have just been able to project his own future sight onto what Kid was about to do and then
Yeah.
change the future that way? Like, I don't know how that works.
I think if you're just killing somebody's future sight, it's because your Conquerors Haki is just out of this world and they're not able to take it. So it like disrupts their
Focus.
calmness
Yeah.
Yeah.
in order to use future sight itself too, you know?
Yeah, because if we start getting into
That's
the
really what it is.
Inception future sight,
Yeah, you got to keep it simple.
I don't know if Oda can tackle that well.
Yeah.
He already didn't get cerebral enough, in my opinion, with how we saw Luffy and Katakuri and the future sight stuff. So, like, I don't know if we're going to get to a level where it's beyond even that. So.
Yeah, because the fact that Oda showed that even people with Haki, like strong-willed people, could get knocked out by King Disposition as well, shows, like, your Haki could be, like, overpowered through somebody's will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This fits the themes of the show, too.
Yeah.
We got another Warlord join the crew in Ravenstorm. So, welcome. Enjoy the emojis that come with being a Shichibukai.
We got 4 more.
Another 5 from Kirby. It says, which fruit has more motion, the string devil fruit or the thorn fruit? Always busting it open. Hashtag pod of the year. I'm going to go string.
Yeah, I'm going string.
But I do like what I'm seeing from the thorn.
I absolutely agree.
I'm vibing
motion.
Which is doper to you?
Oh.
Which is a better fruit? Which is moving and shaking in a way that the hoe's going to love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You asked for the definition.
Mm-hmm. Getting your pant leg dirty.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, y'all getting weird on me, so I didn't know what to say anymore.
We got another 2 from Pastor C. Battle of the Zoans. Who you got? Lucci versus Jack. Lucci.
I got Lucci.
Oh, yeah, I'm going Lucci, bro. I like Jack, but if Lucci can't be Jack, then he shouldn't be back here.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I'll be real with you. And I like Jack. Another 5 from 5 a.m. Bleak. I'm here for OP, but I need that solo leveling theory.
I know.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
This is the same Bleak just starting a pod soon. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, thank you.
Hashtag Black Blade Bones.
It's coming. I just was too busy. I'm sorry.
Okay. Another 10 Canadian from Figureland Shampoo. Hello, everyone. A question for you guys. Oda confirmed that Magma Fruit has the highest offensive capabilities among Del Fruits. What do you think is second? Or is there a Del Fruit you think is better than the Magma? Hashtag TOPT Goats. Thank you. I thought the Magma thing was just more how, like, corrosive it becomes. Like, because, like, if you land an attack with that.
How lethal.
Yeah, like, you're getting high-level lethality. Even if you get cracked in the head with the Gura, like, it'll hurt.
Yeah.
You're probably waking up. You get caught in the face with the Magma, it could be over. Your face is gone.
Yeah, it's
potentially.
It's almost an instant passing, honestly, with his attacks.
Yeah. So. I like Law's Devil Fruit a little bit more than Akaino's in terms of AP.
AP or use?
No, AP. The only one I could say be the level would be, I can't say lightning anymore, but I would just say the fire itself, because I believe the fire could be higher than the magma if you could get it there.
That's true too.
If you could, granted it would be ridiculous, but if you could get the flames as hot as the sun, it's beating the magma.
Yeah.
But you're going to be destroying the world at the same time.
I have an answer that's been proven canonically incorrect, but I'm going to say it anyway. That ice fruit, bro. I've had frostbite before. It's not fun.
Yeah, you had it?
Yeah.
Isn't it like, don't you almost have to take off limbs or something like that?
No, bro.
It's not? I thought, like...
I have real frostbite. I ain't like...
Oh, no, I'm thinking of dry ice. Never mind. I'm thinking of dry ice.
Nah, you might be right. I might be tripping. But...
I was going to say...
I got really cold one time.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably just got cold.
I couldn't move my leg, bro.
If you actually have frostbite, probably...
I had mild frostbite, and I couldn't move my leg. You had to sled. You remember you had to sled me home?
Oh, yeah.
I could not move. I was outside of windbreakers. I was wilding. But...
I think you was just cold.
I couldn't move my leg. Couldn't feel it or move it.
I do remember that.
But you got it, though.
I'm B, though. I'm more than human, less than a god. But that's me.
Okay.
Yeah, man. We're going to keep that in the pocket. We're going to keep that right in our pocket. Just keep it right there. Right in the front.
Number 5. From Terrence Matthews, I really wish that Luffy would have learned the basics of all 6 Rokushiki techniques and integrated it into his free fighting style. Lano agrees with you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think everybody should be using them techniques, technically. I'll be honest.
Wait, who did they say who?
Luffy.
Oh.
He kind of used all of them now.
Yeah.
I would have went Sanji, just because I think it would enhance his kit a little bit better than Luffy's. Luffy, he's like beyond that.
Yeah. Because I'm still waiting for Sanji, when I guess he's not going to do it, a flying blade Diajame. Like, what's it called? The Roku? What's it? No, not Rokoku.
Rokoku?
Yeah, Rokoku, him doing that.
Rankyaku.
Rankyaku. But with his Diajame, that would be dope. But he said he's done it.
I thought we saw it, but maybe that was just me seeing panels wrong. I thought we saw it on Thriller Bark. But that
Really?
could just be me seeing panels incorrectly. When he hit oars, I swore that's what.
No, that was just him just kicking oars really, really fast, like 3 different times.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And the last one, and then we'll get back to the chapter.
Yeah. Another 5 Canadian from Smooth Weave. Ace, Sabo, Luffy equals Akainu, Kizaru, and Aokiji if they join the Navy. So Aokiji is the little bro who fought and won versus Akainu for permission to infiltrate Blackbeard. I just disagree with all of that. I'm gonna be real. So I have so many just no on that right there.
Yeah.
But maybe I can't disprove it. You know what I'm saying?
All right. All right. So we're gonna get back to the super chats. We're gonna jump right back into the chapter. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. So, all right, let's do it. We jump back into the chapter with Somers addressing all of Elbaf. He warns them that if they choose to burn the school and library, they are strictly forbidden from removing even a single book. The world government doesn't just want to destroy buildings. They want to erase their culture and history. As Somers casually rides his vine snake, we suddenly hear Cien Flurus, Cross Pedia. I think that's how she said it. A hand appears and smacks him hard right into the face, knocking him off his mount and slamming him into the ground. Blood sprays from his mouth. The Colin pirates shout in support. Robin has struck. Jinbei cautions Robin about the unknown powers of the Holy Knights, but she reassures him. She's fully aware of the risk. Meanwhile, Chopper sneaks around inside Soul's hair. Somers tries to get up, but Robin is already on the offensive. She calls out, Quattro Mano. And as Somers begins to recognize who she is, she hits him with Clutch, contorting his body and making him cough up more blood. The Colin pirates cheer her on again. Robin recalls Saul's warning. The Holy Knights are said to be immortal. Sure enough, Somers rises again, seemingly unfazed by the damage. He resumes speaking to Elbaf like nothing happened. He reminds them of his demand. Now only 20 seconds remain until a child falls to their passing. Usopp, watching closely, realizes Somers is a zombie too, just like Gunko. Suddenly, Robin jumps into Somers' face, using her clutch powers again. Then, to everyone's shock, she leaps off the branch with him. Somers is momentarily confused, wondering if Robin has fallen in love with him, only to realize she's dragging him down with her. He panics, asking if she has a death wish. He's down for love, but not for a lover's leap. The Colin pirates are left wondering why Robin made such a bold move. As she holds Somers mid-fall, Robin explains she knows about his immortality and thorn-based powers. But if she can remove him and those invisible thorns from the area, she can save the children. Somers laughs at her, quickly realizing she believes his powers have a limited range. He calls her clever and lashes out with his thorn ability. A thorn pierces Robin through her face, and she begins to dissolve into flowers. Somers is stunned. He's been tricked. Furious, he realizes it was all just a setup. So, Seb, what did you think about this part of the chat?
One, listen, I know he's the most evil douchebag we've seen in a while, but I love Somers, bro. I think he's funny. I legitimately laugh every time I see him say things, and he's so sinister. He straight up said, like, yeah, I gotta burn every single book, because it's not just that we want to burn the books. What we want to remove is your culture, your history. Like, we don't want any trace of what you guys have been, what you stood for, what you represent to exist anymore in this land. Mm-hmm. And Robin couldn't stand hearing that. I love that. So this is the Robin I wanted to see. This is the activation of Robin that I was looking forward to. I love when she uses these attacks. Clutch. I like the sound you hear when you hear clutch in the...
Clutch!
Yeah. And then every time she's pimp slapping, I love it too. But Jinbei's still super calm. So, like, I know I was knocking him for it earlier with the kid stuff, but I kind of like it here where it's like, yo, he's not shocked by anything, right? Like, Robin's about to get into this 1v1. He's just giving her advice type stuff, you know? Like, hey, be careful. We don't know what, you know? Like, I kind of like how calm he is still. he's showing the Yonko crew member. Yeah. Like, as much as I like how he didn't care about the kid seemingly, I like how calm he is in these moments at the same time. So it's a double-edged sword there. Robin doing the kamikaze, I knew it was going to be a clone, right? I was like, for a split second, I was like, what if it's not?
I didn't.
You didn't?
No. I'm serious, bro. I really didn't, bro.
No, because I knew that he would instantly do the threat thing, like the thorns. I'm like, yo, unless we're having Robin just take these stabbings up, that's, you know what I mean? Which we might get that later, but I knew this would be a clone. She's jumping off the thing like this because of how far it is, like how deep it is or whatever. But his one-liners, like, are you in love with me or something? Like, I thought that was so funny. And then I'm down for love, but a lover's leap? Like,
he's a lover's boy.
Yeah, I related to that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I did a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I did. Right. Listen, man, leaps of love is kind. Stuff be crazy, bro. I'd be reserved. But I did like... I like that whole little moment, like Robin taking action and doing something about it. And then, I don't know... Is it an assumption she made, or is there something that proved what he was, or her thought process here about the range? Mm-hmm. Or is that just like any devil fruit will have a range limitation if it's utilized in this way? Because
that's what I thought.
Why did she assume that? What if you were just wrong? You know, I mean, granted, she didn't take the crazy chance with herself, but if she did, it's like, yo, taking that chance, like with that little information that we have, like, it's kind of crazy. But I guess in the situation you're in, you kind of have to do something. Yeah. So he confirmed it, though, which is something I know it's needed for us, the reader, and like exposition purposes. But if you're a villain in a series, yo, why are you saying yeah to it? Why are you like confirming her suspicion? Mm-hmm. Especially based on what he does later, because we don't know if it's gonna work or not. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want to get into the rest of the chapter or whatever, but it's like, yo, he basically re-enters the situation. So, like, he didn't need to confirm that. That's, like, only for the reader confirmation that we got about his range.
Oh, you made me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Good thing you didn't make an almond and jelly sandwich, because I'm allergic to tree nuts.
Yeah, bro, like, I don't know.
You could have won if you did that. It's like, why'd you tell her that?
But it does make me think that piece of information will come to be fruitful later in the arc, will be probably how we defeat him, how he gets defeated. And maybe not, considering how this chapter ends, but in general, it's a piece of information that we needed, and we got the exposition in an epic Deus Machina way, kind of. But so, I mean, I enjoyed it. When Robin, like, got poked up in the face, I don't like seeing that, just because I love Robin. She's top girl for me. But, you know, I was happy with the little things, the little flower petals popped up. So,
all right, Lionel.
Yeah, with Sebastian, I thought that when Robin jumped on Summers, I thought it was a little like hilarious too as well. Cause just like,
you ever seen that Yu-Gi-Oh meme when he's like banging on the ground?
Should have been me, not him.
No, I haven't seen that.
You never seen that?
I don't think
it should have been me.
It sounds familiar, actually. So I don't know. I'm not sure. But
that's crazy.
That was my reaction. Full blown.
But just going Sebastian saying, like, you know, how with their pretty much like the culture thing with the giants. Like, it shows, like, because I don't know if they for instance, first the attack their culture. Is it because they're trying to make them slaves, or they know there's something here that they don't want the giants to have any longer? Like, why? Because I always thought if you're attacking the all horror books, I understand. But why are you trying to attack the Giants books? Like, what's the significance for that?
You take away a people's identity. Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking either because I know in war, like what Kaido said in war, where you just try to destroy everything, and you said you guys are going to be slaves. You're going to be this. You take away their integrity, their willpower, you take away everything from them. And I guess that's what they're trying to do. But you're trying to make them, in a way, fighters for you, in a way. So just like, but again, they're doing it a more forceful way because they're thinking they're going to be slaves, but they're going to be slaves fighting for them. So I just find it interesting that they're trying to do that.
I always said, not to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but I've always thought to myself that Frieza made one of the biggest mistakes in the entire show. And it was the reason for his downfall. And it was, instead of destroying the Saiyan's pride, he destroyed them overall when he could have used them instead. And that was like one of his biggest mistakes as being a conqueror within Dragon Ball. And it's the same thing that goes, I think, for Elbaf. You know, you can destroy their identity and then they would forever search for a new one, right? But ultimately, they would fall to the colonization practices and become one with whatever you decide the culture should be from now on. And I think that was the proper way. And I see the world government doing that. You know, they're like, hey, you guys will just be docile, but we could use your strength. At least you're not completely gone.
No, yeah.
That's how I thought about it.
Because again, I thought the same thing. Like, because if that, you see it with Garp. Like, again, they didn't do it to Garp, but like, they viewed D's as enemies in this, but you really have a D working for you.
Exactly.
So it's just like, oh, there are enemies we hate them, but if we could use that strength to use them, why not?
Yeah.
Like, So I just find that they're always agenda, like, gaming, honestly.
A resource at the end of the day is still a resource. If you destroy it, then you no longer have it.
Yeah.
So it's the same way, like, certain countries don't bomb rich mineral countries, because if they do, then they lose those resources over a disagreement. So what do? You attack the heads of that country, and then you take over. And then you lose the identity of the people, but overall, you're not there for the people. You're there for the resources.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not? And, like, Elbaf has a ton of resources besides, like, the people, right?
Kirby said Larry giving Frieza advice on how to rule his dialogue.
It's a dialogue.
Yo, bro. Y'all made me starting to feel like a villain, bro.
You be moving like it, bro.
Yeah.
He said world noble Larry showing again. Marv has no thriller laugh. All right, no more advice.
That's funny. I was actually surprised that Robin's hit actually made Summer's bleed and hurt. But again, it goes into, because I'm thinking of, because Robin knows somewhat Fishman karate.
She does.
So that's what I'm thinking. It's either, I'm assuming this is a Fishman karate attack, because I actually can't tell when Robin does Fishman karate with her attacks. I actually don't know.
I always thought it was just when her palms are open.
Yeah?
Yeah. I
Okay.
usually suspect that that's like Fishman karate being used.
Okay. Because I know,
Well, it has the circular,
is it?
Like the impact waves.
Yeah. I don't know if that's just impact in general, or if that is supposed to be Fishman, because Fishman karate typically will have the little lines.
Yeah, that's
it
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
have those lines here, so I don't know.
That's
But
what I was saying, but
it looked like she shot that out, though. I love it.
Yeah, bro.
she rocked him. Then in the he started even bleeding more when the clutch, but that's different. It's like really breaking your spine and everything. But I find it interesting because their immortality is weird. I mean, I guess if Robin did hit him clean with that, this supposed to be that he's passing. Because I don't know if it's the same move she did on Spathead Dam, because he didn't pass. He just
Spanned him?
yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't pass. Because I'm thinking of how you I think you could go back.
I mean, around that time, before even spanned him, she broke Aokiji into pieces.
She's also stronger now.
Yeah, she's stronger now, too.
Yeah,
So.
that's true. Because him going back also remind me a little bit of actually the Germa. Like him going back.
I felt that way too during that one panel when he was putting his head back. Yeah,
because I'm thinking because immortality shouldn't really help you recover from wounds like that. Like it stops you from dying. But
What you mean?
but it's not immortality. Immortality is just long life, right? Yeah. This is regeneration.
Yeah,
it's different than immortality.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the words were used immortal, but it's still just regenerating to make yourself immortal. Okay. So yeah, like Saturn when he got rocked by Kuma, you're not dying from that, but
he's immortal though.
Yeah.
He just has regeneration.
That's true. I focused on the immortal part, but I guess just thinking about it now, it's actually you're right. It's regeneration.
Yeah.
I don't think. Wait, where'd you left off at?
I left off before that part. That part was it's basically the end of it, like right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think because Sebastian said a lot, pretty much what I thought of. Like I knew Ramen was gonna go the clone thing, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have anything here. I think mine's a little bit more towards the end. You know, that was funny with the whole thing with Summers. I think that's. I think that's pretty much it.
All right. There are a few things I want to say about the damage Robin inflicted on Summers, but to make it all land the right way, I'll save that for later, for the final part of the chapter. What really stood out to me next was the world government's goal to control Elbaf and to use its people as weapons of war, but only after forcing them to erase their culture and burn their history. Honestly, this might be one of the most evil acts ever attempted in anime history. If you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, you'll remember the annexation of Ishval. The Ishvalans were forced to become Amastrian citizens, and they were allowed to practice their religion as long as they followed Amastrian laws. But their religion forbade violence and alchemy. So when they refused to enlist in the state military, it led to Ishval's civil war. Eventually, the Führer ordered a full-scale extermination of the Ishvalan people. After that, they became targets of discrimination, fear, and pity across Amistris. I think I said Amistris right.
I don't remember how you say the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I bring this up because the people of Elbaf, while they love war, are already feared across the world for their sheer size and violent nature. If their culture and history are erased, the narrative around giants could shift even further, painting them as some of the most vile beings of all time. It mirrors how an 8-year-old girl named Robin was labeled a demon after the destruction of her homeland. We've seen genocide, racism, and other forms of oppression in One Piece, but now we're entering the realm of ethnocide, the erasure of an entire people's identity and heritage. Oda continues to challenge the way we think about power, history, and morality, and I'm here for every second of it, bro. Robin pulling off a substitution jutsu wasn't even on my radar. I'm not even gonna cap. I think it was because we've seen in the past that when she creates these extra limbs, she can still be hurt through them. So I assumed she was completely outmatched by Summers and his thorn abilities. But now, seeing her use a doppelganger technique without taking damage changes everything. That ability alone puts her in a whole different tier on the Straw Hats than I was led to believe. I love this moment for her and her Rock Lee inspired primary Lotus attack at the end. So that's my take on the whole situation. But yeah.
I did also want to point out, I forgot to point it out, there's like a little bit of symmetry there where like she's like, all of her attacks are based off of flowers. And he's like the thorn devil fruit. I think there's something there.
That's a nice one.
That might be her actual like main person that she fights at some point, like either at the end of this arc or maybe later down the road, maybe if Summers survives that long. But I think that's dope. Also, I know that Gunko beat the hell out of Brook, but like, did y'all see how many bandages he had on?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
he's a mummy.
His whole entire body.
He looks like a mummy now.
Is mummified. Yeah, it's so funny to me. But yeah, that's just two minor things.
All right. So let's do 6 to 7 more super chats. If you guys haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. And then we'll jump into the final part of the chapter. And after that, we'll take Discord calls.
Okay. All right. We got another 5 from Ron Anime. Thank you for your patience. It says, don't have much for my Larry tax. Please don't take my pets. I think the way to stop the God's Knights is by imbuing Haki into them like the rope of Joy Boy. Maybe. We'll see. Another 5 from Wise Life Jody. Happy Mondays, fellas. Would Luffy be stronger or weaker had Shanks let him join his crew as a kid? Hashtag law setting Lino up. Hashtag Seb the Troll. Hashtag Lord Larry.
Weaker.
I want to say weaker as well.
Yeah, I'll say definitely say weaker.
Yeah.
But
he probably would have got Haki trained a little earlier, though. So, I don't know.
Still weaker.
I don't know, yeah. There's something to being put in the situations like Luffy was in. We've always said like Ace plateaued a bit because he was on Whitebeard's ship. Why wouldn't we say the same for Luffy?
Exactly.
And Shanks?
Yeah. Same
Another
idea.
10, Canadian from Owen McLean. I've got a wild One Piece theory. Since Usopp lies often come true, what if his joke about dying if he learns the truth about the One Piece actually comes true? I don't think Oda would go that far with the gag, but you never know.
You never know.
That'd be kind of wild. Just learning about it, just instantly just die. That'd be so sick.
I'm trying to think why it
It's like the happiest moment of Luffy's life, like instantly tragic. Like, that's terrible. Another 10 from Hans DeZoro. What's up, guys? It's a wonderful Monday. Even I'm excited to be here as today is my daughter Arielle's first birthday, and I get to watch my favorite pod at the same time.
Aww.
Love you guys. Can you shout her out? All right. Shout out to Arielle. I hope I'm saying that name correctly.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'm going to just let Seb do it.
Yeah, but shout out to, hopefully you put the One Piece on for her already. You know what I'm saying? She's already part of the Nakama, part of the crew. Maybe get her a little straw hat. You know what I'm saying? But that's dope. That's a nice name as well.
I hope she grows up strong and healthy.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I hope the best for her.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that's a Dominican name.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Dominican
Arielle, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you Dominican? Let us know, Hans. Let us know. If y'all didn't know, Marv is Dominican, and he scoped it immediately.
I got 2 cousins with the same name. Beautiful name, though.
Yeah, it's a nice name.
Yeah, it's a nice name.
Yeah. Another 2 from 5 a.m. Bleak. Also, like the stream or else. Hashtag Sung Drip Woo. Yeah, man, like the stream. We're at 330 likes with 600 viewers right now. Hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you, Bleak. Another 2 from Alan. Best pickup line to use at an anime convention.
This is testing our game right now.
Oh, man. I normally just go with the flow, though, to be honest with you. If she has like a specific cosplay on, I'll go with that. You know, it kind of depends. You can't just... Pickup lines don't work. They don't. You gotta be smooth. You gotta be cool. You gotta be relaxed. You gotta be in your element. Pickup lines don't work. They don't.
I concur.
You smell that?
Come on, man.
Bro, what?
Oh, at a convention?
That's me not using deodorant.
Okay.
What?
Okay, bro. I got nothing for that, bro.
Yeah.
I hope that answered your question, man. Use that one. See how that works. Another 8, Australian from Mugiwara Sosa. Haven't been able to catch a live in a while due to studying, but your boy is now a qualified pharmacist. Oh, you got that? You got them drugs on you?
Oh, are you pushing pills?
Pushing P, bro.
Okay,
I got you.
I see you.
Push a P.
Hashtag giving out chopper packs. Hashtag Marv MVP.
Giving out rumble balls?
Yo, rumble balls would be a crazy name for a drug to hit the streets,
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
Yeah.
Just throw a honey pack in every pill bottle you get.
Oh, man. Mugiwara Sosa is a crazy name, by the way, for being a pharmacist.
Mugiwara Sosa.
That's wild, man. Another 2 from Off-Brand. Which One Piece villain gets the Talk No Jutsu from Naruto? Not many, bruh. Honestly, I don't know if any of them would.
Crocodile.
You're crazy. You're
So
crazy.
you gotta. I don't know if he gets put under it, but he definitely gets talked to about it.
Hey, last time.
It's not working.
Yo.
You know you didn't really try to kill your dad on purpose, bro.
It's not
You know you
working.
missed your brother.
It's not working, bro.
No, it's not.
You know it wasn't your fault they hanged you like that.
You say crocodile? You mean Doflamingo?
I said Doflamingo.
You said
You
crocodile.
said
That's why I was like, what's he talking about?
No,
What is-
Doflamingo. For sure.
Okay. Oh,
Still though.
Yo, he gonna go to Hoodie Jones and be like, racism. Come on, bro. You're so much better than that.
I don't think it's
And
working
then
on any
Hoodie gonna
of
be
them,
like,
bro.
I'm really not.
I'm not better, trust me.
And he's like, take my hand. I know you are. You know what? Let's fight real quick.
Used to be on the swing, man.
We're at a high enough level where 2 of us could share each other's feelings through fists.
Man.
And he's like,
No, they're not.
you look kind of strong.
Body.
I don't think I can fight you right now. He's like, just do it anyway.
Oh, man. I don't see it, bro.
Yeah, I don't
Low key, Naruto used to make people just fight him
Maybe-
to communicate their feelings.
Maybe drunk Kaido? Maybe?
Nah.
Nah. Kaido's probably the one person not getting talked to like that.
Okay. All right. We got another Yonko join the crew, our highest tier of membership from Roki D. Armas 72. Welcome. Enjoy all the emojis that come with being a emperor.
Yeah, let's do this one and then we'll get back to the final part.
Yeah, and another 10 from Wade the Asian. Episode 203. Good to see the boys. Hashtag Marvelous Marv. Hashtag Lavish Larry. Hashtag F the Celtics. Right, Seb? Yes, sir. Larry be saying Goonko. Hashtag
That's how you say her name.
law running from the law. I don't know how you say her name.
I've been trying to get better at the pronunciations of names.
Say
within
Mary
One Piece.
Joie.
Mari Joa.
It's Mary Joie.
It's not though.
It's Mari Joie.
It's not.
It is, though.
So, all right. See, this is where we're gonna start getting conflicted. All right. So, if you go on the One Piece wiki,
It's Joie.
they have the names spelled out in the Japanese hiragana or katakana, right? I literally take the Japanese language that their name is written in, and I go to the Google Translate, and Google Translate says the name, and it's Mari Joa. That's how it's actually pronounced with the actual Mari Joa. Yeah, I could bet money on this. I'll bet $1.
$1?
It's how you say it.
I think that checks out if it's supposed to be like Portuguese.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be French, to my knowledge.
Listen,
Well,
listen.
Either way could work.
Listen, you got the thing. You got the connect.
The what?
Or even can you do it?
Yeah, I could do it from
Oh,
here.
yeah.
All right, go to One Piece. Go to just Mark. Just type in Mari Joa, which is MARI
Listen.
JOA, and then just type. It's One Piece right there. You could hit the Google. All right, go to Mari Joa. Yeah, right there. And then go down a little bit, and then
They have the phonetic,
you
the
see where it
phonetical-
says
hold up.
you see where it says Japanese name on the right, Marv, under statistics, under the picture.
Oh God.
This is too funny, bro. Hit that like button, yo.
Marv is wildin'.
Marv, you don't got an ad blocker, dog?
I do got.
All right, the Japanese name.
Okay.
All right, select that and then go to Google Translate. They can see all this.
No. You want
Okay.
them
No.
to?
It's fine. It's fine. All right, Google Translate real quick. I'm telling y'all think I'm
But the
bugging.
name is French.
All right, the tech
It's
language.
supposed to be
No.
pronounced
Go
as
to
French.
the tech language. Go to Japanese.
Uh-huh.
Right there. All right, type that. Copy paste. Yeah. All right, now go to the. No. You don't even have to go to the right. Go. Yeah.
マリージョア
Okay.
That's how you say it, and I've been saying Mari Joa.
Okay.
Would you have to do it in French to say it?
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it not a French name, though?
I don't
Like,
care.
like if you put Luffy in there, it's going to say Rufy.
I mean, we could just choose.
You know what I'm
French right
saying?
here, right?
Yeah, just,
It's going to say
But at that
Lola
point-
No Zoro.
But
You
at
know what I'm
that
saying?
point, you say what you want. Like, what am I gonna tell you, bro?
I feel you. Listen.
I say it in the Romanized name for
I got
Japanese.
you, bro. I got you, bro. You got it.
Anyway, whatever, bro.
Do I owe you $1? I don't know if that's conclusive evidence that I owe you $1 or not.
Just give me a boiling cream soda.
That works.
Yeah.
That'll work.
All right, thanks, Marv. All right, let's jump back into the final piece of the chapter.
Dude, Lauren's really still not here.
Guys, if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. And we'll get back to the super chats. And then after the super chats, we're going to take Discord calls. Okay? All right. Let's go. Also, Lionel says Zolo, and it's even in the volumes.
Don't throw Lino in this, bro.
I
Don't
think
try to
it's-
scapegoat
I
Lino.
think
not.
I think I say both, though. I think I say Zoro
Listen,
or
bro.
Zolo.
Pronunciation could go either way, bro. Who cares?
People pronounce my name differently,
People
too.
know what we saying.
Rhino.
People do call me that once in a while.
Rhino.
Rary. All right, that's racist.
What did you even say?
All right.
Bobby.
We dive into the final part of the chapter. Robin is trying to remove Gunko's bondages from the Colin pirates, but nothing's working. Nami is still in awe of how cool Robin was, while Robin explains that even a knife can't cut through these bondages. Jinbei chimes in, saying the only way to undo the bandages is to deactivate Gunko's powers. Suddenly, Somers' voice rings out again. Elbaf has 10 seconds to decide. Robin is shocked. She can still hear him. We see why. Somers used his thorn vine ability to latch himself back onto branch 8. He's just dangling there, shouting at Yarul to hurry up and speak. He tells Gonko to make sure Yarul hear Ronya's voice. Gonko urges Ronya to say something. Awaiting her fate, Ronya begins to speak. She tells Yarul and all of Elbaf that she loves her school. It's where her friends are. Her friends call out to her from below. Her father and many other giants are on their way. Yarul listens intently. Ronya goes on to say she loves the library too. The books inside tell stories of places all around the world, and it was the teachers at that school who taught her a valuable lesson. We cut to Nami's face. She's devastated. Ronya continues, recalling the lesson. You shouldn't cause trouble for others or do things that make people upset. If the school and library are destroyed just to stop her from falling, that would make everyone sad. It wouldn't be right. We see her teacher, Anji, break down in tears. Yarul, too, begins to cry. Ronya then says something that crushes everyone. She thinks she should fall instead. No one should worry, especially Chief Yarul. Everything will be okay. She's a lucky girl. She smiles through her tears, crying hard as she tries to reassure everyone. Somers grins. 2 seconds left. Giants across Elbaf are rushing to save her, sobbing. 1 second left. Yarul finally breaks. He yells out to Anji, burn the school, burn the library. Anji's face is frozen in horror. Saul is shown crying even in his unconscious state. Robin's face says it all. Pure helplessness. Somers climbs back up, looking at Robin and telling her how much he loves the look on her face. She's bound in thorns, and the Colin pirates are shouting at her to run. Somers readies his vine bat to strike. Then suddenly, someone is speeding up the branches fast. In an instant, Somers' arm is sliced off. He's stunned. His arm isn't regenerating. A voice calls out, "It's been a while, huh?" Somers' face twists into pure fear as he shouts the name, "Scopper Gaban!" Before he could even finish his thought, Gaban strikes with immense force, coating his attack in Haki. Somers is badly injured. Gaban stands tall, his expression serious and cold. So, Lionel, what did you think about this part of the chapter, fam?
Say fam?
Fam.
Honestly, Anji's speech remind me of Robin. I really thought of
Ronya's?
Yeah.
Ronya's?
I thought of and you could tell it's on Robin's face. You could go by different emotions, like she's the books, or what Ranji's saying, or she's saying that she's
Ronya.
What Ronya might pass, But I also thought of in a weird way, this is connecting a lot to Robin, because I thought of Ronya is doing willing to sacrifice herself for her friends. Robin was willing to do the same thing for the Straw Hats. Then I thought even the face that she's made, I thought of again it's like a reverse with Ronya and Robin. Robin made that same face, but a sad face, saying that I want to live. That's what she wanted to do for the Straw Hats. Well, she's saying that I want to pass. So crying, saying it, smiling, so they can live happily. Just and I feel like this. I don't know if this is if Robin understood this or saw this in herself or saw this little girl as her, but that's what I got, and that's what I got. It's we get Robin's face, you said, hopelessness. It's Ronya, what she's about to go through, and they're about to lose her posse and the books, and Robin couldn't do anything about it. So I just saw honestly, to me, if Oda really did this, making this scene reference to Robin in a way, tugging at that, to me that honestly, it was actually really well done on Oda's part. I don't know if everybody else got that, but that's what I got and saw on it. Again, I didn't want to laugh when I saw Summers do 2. Well, I thought it was hilarious, but I'm thinking I can't. The way he's doing 2, I'm I shouldn't be laughing because it's a little girl on the line, but he's just 2.
Hush up, little girl. Got 2 seconds left.
But that's what I have to say on that. for now Gaban, it's crazy honestly how fast he was coming. And honestly, I thought of a little bit like it's a different version, but with Rayleaf coming in to save Zoro or Zolo, whatever, during when he stopped the Admiral. I thought this is something similar. Gaban coming really fast, but like to me, what honestly I can't say which one was doper because they were both pretty like dope and dramatic, you know. But seeing that how quickly he's on, because I don't even know if he just moved that fast and he took him out. I mean, took out his arm, or he did like a flying blade and it came off. I don't know, but because you don't see him, you just see a thing moving really, really fast, and next you know, Summer's arm is gone.
Yeah.
Then you see him coming at him, and then you see him saying it's been a while. That fear that he had is crazy. Like he was that scared and shook of Gaban. And I actually started thinking, okay, when he said it's been a while, I thought of two things. He's either talking about the event with the gods, that God Valley, that Summer was there, because again, Summer looks like he was around the same time, I'm assuming, with Garling when they were young, you know, because they're probably around the same age because they're both old now. I was even trying to see if Summer, is there reference to Summer being that God Valley. I didn't see anybody, honestly, and the person I thought could be, and I doubt it, I don't know, he is holding a sword. It's in chapter 1095. One person says he's wearing a mask and he has a 46 on it, but his hair could be it, but it's a lot shorter. He says, you won't win this one, Garling. Like, they're competing. This guy, I'm thinking, I don't think that's Summer. He's wearing a mask and he's I don't know. Like, there's no way to tell. I'm even trying to see if I saw 46 maybe on Summer's person now. Even though it's on him, it's a mask. Maybe he has something, but I couldn't find it. So, either that it could be both. He could be that the Roger Pirates were here and the Knights were here during the God Valley incident. But I also thought of, again, the whole argument that you and Sebastian had. That it could have been other instances where they got involved with the Knights and the Roger Pirates. But I don't know. The most logical is this one, obviously. But I can't say if they met the Knights other times. But I'm trying to thinking that fear that he had, though. It's either he saw and understood and knew how strong Gaban is firsthand, or it's through the stories and knowing who he is, like, you know, reputation and know of it. Because I don't know if they ever faced. I think Summers has a scar on this person. I don't know. I think so. I don't remember. I'm not saying Gaban gave him that scar, but I'm just saying that fear was real. Like, he was so shocked and so unexpected not to see Gaban. It could be both. Like, he was shocked to see him, but also been shocked, but also like this guy's dangerous. Like he's saying that I don't want to face Luffy, another Yonko. I don't want to face Gaban.
Yeah,
like, he's as strong as a Yonko. So like, I thought that was like kind of interesting in that.
There's one other time I think they could have met. I didn't write it down in my notes.
Oh yeah.
It was when Harold was alive. Somers has pointed out multiple times that Harold happened to be of importance to the Holy Knights and the world government.
Yeah, this doesn't seem to be the first time Somers has been to
the
Elbaf.
grave instance of saying to Shamrock, "Hey, were you visiting King Harold's grave?"
Yeah.
The second time was when he said King Harold messed everything up for us, and now this time where it's like, you know, Gaban has been here for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
And the Devil Fruit and King Harold passed away 14 years ago. So most likely Somers and crew were here in the castle when King Harold passed away. And I'm pretty sure Somers was here and he probably murked King Harold himself.
Okay.
So I think this is where it's all pointing out to. In my opinion, that's from the evidence that's been presented so far. That's how the story's lining up for me.
Okay.
And it's simple. It's way more simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I was going by the big talk of what everybody's most likely talking about is what Gaban did to Somers. You know, not just only he cut his arm off, and also adding that Somers couldn't regenerate from it. And now he did this other attack, and we see like Gaban's whole axe is Haki hardened. I noticed that it's all black. But now you see again. It's hard to tell sometimes. It is hard. So I'm not saying it, but it's either black lightning or leakage coming out of his attacks. We don't know because, again, I thought Garp looked like Garp had black lightning coming out, but we found out supposedly in the Vivi card again. I'm still a little skeptical, a little bit, but because Vivi cards could be wrong, but Garp has Conquerors. Now this would be very, very interesting if Gaban is a Conqueror. Granted, this could just be like Rio, because I did notice, like, for instance, when Luffy did the only attack we know that Luffy did that Rio on a Gorisei
was on Workery.
Yeah, it was on Workery. But I do notice that he was in awakening mode with immortality, with a generative. So like,
wait, say that again.
So when Luffy did Red Rock,
yeah, he did in his normal base mode. He did in regular.
Yeah, but Workery, he was in awakened state.
Yeah, he was in awakened state.
And with the immortality. So I don't know if that's you need more, like, Haki. For instance, I'm saying, like, if Gaban doesn't have Conquerors, that was just Rio. Mm-hmm. That in your base, you could do this with Rio. But if they're in a Zoan awakening form, you need Conquerors to do it.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. I don't know, because I don't know. Like, this is the first time we've seen it, so we're still learning. So I don't know, but because again, he could have Conquerors, he could not. But to me, the fact that he did what we expect, Haki did this.
Yeah.
And now we just got to form. All right, you just got to understand which Haki is it, Rio, or is it obviously both, or is it Conquerors? Mm. But again, that just adds to more, like, if he is a Conqueror, that just adds more to Roger. And, like, he had two loyal companions that were Conquerors. And, like, that's showed until, like,
with Odin,
yeah,
as an honorary mention.
Yeah.
But he would be, and this is really,
Bullet.
It's really exciting for Roger, because it's like, I've always given credit to Rocks for having 3 Conquerors on his ship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this would be like, yo, you had 3 Conquerors,
yeah,
too, bro. So it makes Roger get hyped up now. So
okay, sure.
No, bro.
Shanks, Bullet.
Bullet doesn't count. He's not canon. And Shanks was like 5.
Hella Conquerors. Hella Conquerors, bro.
5. Bro.
Hella Conquerors in there, bro. If you count Ace.
Okay.
No.
Are you counting his son? We can't count freaking Yamada
No. That by
his son always there.
By Sebastian's logic, now we got to be like, damn, yo, Whitebeard also had 3 Conquerors, because Blackbeard's gonna be 1, Ace was 1, and all of a sudden
385.
We had the
385.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Odin was 1. So
385.
No, bro. No.
Ace
bro.
was in them nut-sacks, man.
No, bro. See,
6.
You always go too
now
far.
he is 6.
You're going too far, bro.
Yeah, you are, bro.
Yeah,
like, you stop
killing about.
But now again, like, so again, this is big hype, and like, we really want to know, and it's really crazy. It's hard to, like, because I know some people probably suspected possibly that Gaban might have Conquerors or not, and, like, but now again, that goes to the other thing is, now again, just because somebody has it doesn't mean this is gonna happen. But immediately people are thinking Sanji, like, immediately if Gaban has it, and they already kind of referenced the left hand of the Pirate King, the left wing, like Zoro and Sanji to Luffy, and Roger, Rayleigh, and Gaban. Everybody's gonna thinking, Sanji there might be a possible spot for Sanji, having Conquerors. I mean, I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm not saying I'm with it. Just I'm not gonna say now Sanji has it. I'm not gonna say it. Like, for instance, to me. Because I know when we saw Rayleigh have it, we just assumed Zoro has it. To me, it's different. Mm. It's different, honestly. People say how, but, like, to me, it's just different in a way. Because, like, I said, when I saw Rayleigh, even Zoro, he fits a Conqueror. Sanji, it's hard to see that. Gaban, we don't know enough about.
Yeah.
So I can't just say how did that fit Sanji and it fits Gaban. I just don't know the guy like that. I don't know his personality. We've seen Sanji. There's some moments where I'm like, maybe, but it's other times I'm like, I don't know if he got it.
Yeah.
So, like, but it's just on the hype train right now. Honestly, it is. Like, it was a dope. We visit the Gaban, like, showing, like, people even think he's, like, stronger than Rave, but I'm not saying that. But that's crazy. But, like. But Gaban's showing out, though.
He seems more active than Rayleigh is, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does seem like he's more active.
But I'm gonna start from it, but again, that was all my takes on it. Again, dope chapter, especially at the end. Seeing it, hopefully, get more and get confirmation on certain things. But yeah,
All right, Seb.
Epic moment. I thought it was really dope. I thought it was fire. I love that we got immediate action from the two people that were the cliffhanger from last chapter, Gaban and Robin. They both said, yo, I'm not putting up with this no more. And they both took major action in this arc in this next chapter. Robin wasn't as successful as Gaban was, but she still did her thing. Mm-hmm. Gaban, man. I know I've been I know I've always been that, like, I like the third guy, or I like that the hidden guy. I was Gaban.
The Neji guy.
Bogart, yeah. Sanji. I'm always with that guy. This dude's stunting right now, and yeah. I loved it. I don't know if that's Conquerors Haki. I want to say it is. I'm going to wait for actual confirmation because we've theorized, everybody in the One Piece community has theorized at this point, that it takes Conquerors Haki to do serious damage to these the regenerative abilities of the Gorosei and seemingly the God's Knights now. Mm-hmm. Whatever the hell they got going on. And I know I commented on it earlier about Sommers being this expositional character whenever attacks or plans seem to work. He instantly decided to go exposition mode again when his arm wasn't regenerating again and went, that's not popping back up. What's going on? To let us know whatever Gaban just used is going to be extremely effective. And we've theorized, I think it was Larry specifically, that Gaban's purpose in this arc will be to show Luffy and the others what it actually takes to do real damage to these people. This will be, I don't want to say a training arc, but this will be their intro to how to utilize this. It is a reminder of, to me, a little bit, the stakes aren't the same, but Rayleigh, when for the longest time, people had no idea how you could hurt Logias. Kizaru was running down on the crew. Rayleigh came through and put hands on Kizaru. And then it was like, yo, hold on. You could hit these dudes? Like, what's up? Mm-hmm. He's doing the same thing, just at a different level, different stakes.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love seeing it. I hope it's Conquerors Haki. I don't know what that means for Sanji. I know Lano had that conversation there because I've all but convinced myself that he doesn't have Conquerors Haki. But if this is what's required, and this is supposed to be his Roger Pirate parallel, would this not be his avenue as well to getting or unlocking Conquerors Haki? Or whatever technique that this technically is. Now, the reason why I've convinced myself Sanji wouldn't get it is because I always try to think of the future of the story. And in the past, I went, okay, if Whole Cake's going to be Sanji's arc, that'll be the arc he gets Conquerors Haki. Didn't happen. Wano was Zoro's arc, supposed to be or whatever. That's the arc he got it. I was like, okay, maybe they needed to have it so that Zoro got it first. Because it would have been weird and a big cringe if Sanji unlocked Conquerors Haki before Zoro did. Fair, I wouldn't have liked that. But then we went to Egghead. I was like, okay, this will be the arc. This is the science arc. He's scientist, judge, the whole shebang. This will be the arc he unlocks it. And then he doesn't. So I'm like, we're hundreds and hundreds of chapters removed from me expecting him to get it, and he's not getting it. So I kind of just pushed it to the side. Oh, he's not having it. It's going to be the top two. Now we got Gaban. And he's stunting doing these things and seemingly going to be the reason that we learn the Conquerors Haki element of this thing. So now I'm like, it's like renewed hope, but I'm like in that battered fan syndrome. Like, I don't even put it out there. Mm-hmm. I'm going full Knicks fan. Like, I don't even want to hope against hope that Sanji has it because I've been so wrong for so long, you know? But it's looking pretty good for the Sanji has Conquerors Haki stocks, halvers. But that was dope. Lano brought it up. Him seeing Gaban and having this reaction means that they have history.
Yeah.
Now, my mind went to the things that y'all said, God Valley, as well as the fact that Sommer seemingly has a history with Harold. He's probably been on Elbaf before. But that tells me, was Gaban involved in that conflict? Like, did he fight? Did he protect Harold? Was he trying to stop what was happening? And he's also not telling the full truth. Because he didn't seem to have an issue actually freeing Loki. He just kind of warned about it. Mm-hmm. But if he knows what the history, what really happened, because he was there and actively fought against the God's Knights himself, maybe this is why Sommers is familiar with his game. Because I didn't go back. I didn't have time. I didn't go back to read the God Valley chapter and the little mini flashback that we had there. But I don't know that Sommers was there.
Yeah.
I don't even like to theorize that he was there because I don't think everybody and their mom needed to be there, right?
Yeah.
Like Sommers isn't. He not moving the needle for me. You know what I'm saying? Like if Sommers is at God Valley, it's like cool, whatever, bro. You're like the 30th Cliff Note. You know what I mean? There's too many heavy hitters here for me to care that you were there. So to me, my mind went further into the Elbaf element there, that he probably has a history with him there. Or, I have the God's Knights have been on the move for a long time. They've been doing things outside of the Mary Joie. So who knows? But I didn't go God Valley. That's not where my mind went with that. I don't think that's the long time ago that he's saying or referring to. Could be wrong. We'll see. But to the chapter itself, beyond the power scaling and the dope attack from Gaban, I really liked what we got out of Ronja in this chapter. Ronya, yeah. Oda does this thing where, like, he makes you feel something I didn't know who this character was 2 chapters ago, a chapter ago.
Yeah.
Didn't care. Random Elbaf girl. They named her among the group of people that were there. And now, I'm out here like, yo, why couldn't Momo be like this? You know what I'm saying? I'm already there with her in 1 chapter. She bossed up to a level that I wanted to see from Momo for so long.
Granted, she's probably like 30.
Maybe.
Momonosuke is literally 9 years old.
Maybe.
9.
That's probably valid.
You know what I'm saying?
But she bossed up, man. She said, yo, I don't want to go. But if y'all going to burn down the library and hurt my friends and the things that we learned there, then she willing to sacrifice herself. We had this whole dialogue about whether it's right or wrong for the books to be burned, choosing the books for the kids. A kid said, yo, choose the books. Choose the library over me. And, like, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's, like, actually heartbreaking. You see Nami's face. She's making the frown. Robin's about to, like, Angie's crying. Robin's crying. You get that. You get in your feels. I didn't cry or anything, but, like, I wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody watch me right now?
I felt the way, bro. And it's like, for you to feel that about a random character, we're probably not going to get much more out of her in even the rest of this arc. Maybe I'm sleeping on her, but whatever. But I love that.
Yeah.
And then the juxtaposition of her crying to what Lionel pointed out, is Sombra just like,
it was terrible.
You go from, damn, this is crazy, to like, yo, that's hilarious, to like right back to, yo, you're really about to clip this girl, man.
Yeah,
like, that's so
bro.
dark. But shout out to Yaru for going, yo, burn the books, man. Just burn the school.
Yeah,
Set the
bro.
school on fire. You can't imagine hearing that. And then one of these dudes is her dad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember which one of them it is exactly,
There's a guy
but like,
missing
he's
a tooth.
there.
He has the same teeth as her.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, can you imagine hearing that?
Yeah.
Your daughter telling, yo, just let me go. She's, I mean, again, we don't know how old she actually is, but in this culture, she's a child.
She said, hush up, little girl, to herself.
That's crazy.
She said, I'll be all right. But
She said, I'm tough, right? Mm-hmm. My body different. I'm breathing different.
I thought the climax of the chapter was great. I did want to say one more thing. Nami's cheeks was out.
I didn't even notice.
They was out.
Yeah?
You sleeping, bro. They was out. But we'll move past that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this tragedy and your mind went there?
They was out, bro. What you want from me? But shout out to Gaban.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what happens next. And like, do you think Sommers just one arm the rest of the arc? That'd be kind of wild, yo.
Depends.
That'd be kind of wild, yo. This is it.
Depends,
This is
yeah.
done. This is over for you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I put the poll up in the chat as to whether Gaban was using Conquerors Haki. It seems like 80% of y'all at 180 something votes said yes. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
That's it for me.
If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. We've watched children confront the end for far too often in One Piece. Law, buried beneath the corpses of his classmates. Robin, standing on the edge of a cliff, ready to end her own life. Ace, questioning Garp if he should have been born at all. Boa Hancock and her sisters, sold into slavery, their innocence shattered by the celestial dragon's perverse desires. Koala, too scared to sleep from fear she wouldn't wake up. Momonosuke, crucified by Kaido as a child. And now Ronya, Just a little girl willing to give up her own life, not out of despair, but because she doesn't want to trouble others. These aren't just tragic moments. They are reflections of something far deeper. A world where children pay the price for the decisions of broken, self-serving adults. One Piece has always given us this lens, the perspective of the innocent caught in the fallout of a corrupted world. It forces us to see what happens when power, fear, and selfishness are left unchecked. The truth is, adults are capable of incredible harm. The selfishness of man truly knows no bounds. Children become victims before they even understand what life is. They never ask to be born. They never ask for war, for loss, for pain. This inherited trauma is heartbreaking. And it's worse when you realize how often it's perpetuated by people who themselves were too weak to resist the darkness around them. It's ironic, really. One Piece is a story built on the idea of willpower, that unshakable drive to push forward no matter the odds. But maybe that's too easy a lens. Not everyone could be Roger, or Whitebeard, or Luffy. Not everyone has that fire, so some people drown. And when they do, they drag others down with them. That's the tragedy Oda captures so well. Because in this world, the ones who shine the brightest, the children whose flames have only just begun to flicker, are the ones forced to carry the burdens of others' failures. Oda's brilliance isn't just in this world building or plot twist. It's in his ability to deliver raw, uncomfortable truths through the pain of children. It makes you want to protect them. It makes you feel like everything. This is why I always say anime isn't just a cartoon. It's a canvas of trauma, a reflection of emotional intelligence, and a real world pain. It's a mirror, a message, a wake-up call. And One Piece, it's one of the greatest examples of storytelling that makes you understand not just the characters, but yourself. Oda, you're in your bag, always have been. So that's what I wanted to say for the Ronya piece, right? So I had something else that was interesting. I started thinking, what if Biblo, the owl in the library, isn't just an owl? What if he's actually a person? Maybe Biblo was the Big News Morgans of the second world, but instead of sensationalizing the truth, he chose to protect it. Where Morgans thrives on exploiting information for headlines, Biblo may have devoted himself to preserving knowledge and guarding history. Lilith suspects that Biblo ate the Gro fruit, supposedly a Parmeseus-type devil fruit, but what if that's not the case? What if Biblo actually consumed a mythical Zoan-type devil fruit, specifically the mythical owl fruit? That would explain not only his form, but also his longevity and intelligence, allowing him to protect this library for centuries. It's just a theory, but it would make a lot of sense. One Piece has always played with the idea of characters in the present reflecting those from the past, with just enough of a twist to make them unique. In that light, Biblo might very well be the ancient world's version of Big News Morgans, only with a deeper sense of duty to the truth. So, if they probably were going to burn the library, Biblo might have just turned into a person and started hooking off. Straight up. All right, so the moment y'all all been waiting for. Does Scopper Gaban have Conquerors Haki after injuring Summers? I mean, this is a walking W for me. I've said it before, but listen, I'm gonna play on the fence. I won't say it's confirmed, but in my opinion, it's 100% Conquerors Haki. I've theorized before that Luffy never used Conquerors Haki against the Gorosei Egghead, which is why their regeneration abilities were never interrupted. A lot of people misremember, but the only time Luffy visibly used Conquerors Haki was during his White Star Gun attack on Kizaru. As Lionel pointed out the last time he was on the podcast, Luffy wasn't the one meant to expose the Gorosei's weakness. It had to be Joy Boy. And what did Joy Boy do? Emmett channeled his Conquerors Haki to not only send the Gorosei back into the Abyss Pentagram, but also to force them to revert to their human forms. That moment revealed something critical. Conquerors Haki might not just be their weakness, it could be the Achilles heel of the Holy Knights as well, since they seem to share similar regenerative powers. So I've been waiting for a moment, any moment, where someone besides Joy Boy uses Conquerors Haki effectively against these kinds of enemies. And now we have it. All signs point to Scopper Gaban wielding Conquerors Haki. The fact that Somers, for the first time, couldn't regenerate after being struck, that's not a coincidence. That's the evidence. Scopper didn't just hurt him. He broke the rules of what we thought was possible. So, this also leads me to the possibility Sanji may indeed receive Conquerors Haki. I don't want all of us to get carried away with that idea, though, okay? Yes, the Roger Pirates and the Straw Hat Pirates mirror each other almost to the T, but Sanji has shown significant doubt in himself on many occasions, so I can see him not having it. But if he does, he will never obtain the higher levels of Conquerors Haki the same way Luffy and Zoro have. I've explained before that Conquerors Haki comes in multiple levels, and understanding these distinctions is key to analyzing how powerful a character truly is. The first level is the most basic form of Conquerors Haki. This is when two users clash and their Conquerors Haki collides without any coding. A perfect example is when Don Chinjal and Luffy clashed in the Dressrosa Coliseum, or when Doflamingo clashed legs with Luffy while Law was under them. There's no infusion there, just the raw presence of Conquerors Haki enhancing their strikes. The second level is when Conquerors Haki is actively infused with Armament Haki. This is what we see when Katakuri clashed fists with Luffy during their fight. After overpowering him, Katakuri explained that there are deeper levels to Armament Haki, revealing that he had combined hardening with Conquerors Haki. A more advanced form of this same level is what Zoro displayed against King. Zoro infused Conquerors Haki directly into his blades, enabling him to cut King, a Lunarian, with overwhelming force. It's the same concept as Katakuri's, just pushed to a more destructive scale. Then there's the final level, Advanced Conquerors Haki. This is where things reach the pinnacle. At this level, the user coats their attacks with both Rio, which is Advanced Armament Haki, and Conquerors Haki, creating a blow that could damage the opponent from the inside without making physical contact. It's the highest form of Haki-based offense, used by legends like Kaido and Luffy in their final battle. This is when the sky splits between two people. Now, if Scopper Gaban truly has Conquerors Haki, and Sanji were to unlock his as well, I believe they both would fall under the level 2, infusing Conquerors Haki into their physical attacks. Not the advanced form with eternal destruction, but still a major leap beyond the basic clash. This would put them in the same Haki class as Katakuri and Zoro before their respective peaks, and it would make for an incredibly powerful showing. So, that's where I stand in regards to the Conquerors Haki subject and explaining what the differences are and what Sanji could possibly have. All right? That's cool? Like, yeah.
I actually agree with it.
Yeah. All right. So, Lawrence, you want to come in? So that's where I thought, that's my basic understanding of what Conquerors Haki is and what we've been seeing so far. All right? Also, Lawrence is here. is a very
I was gonna say
special day.
wait till like we do ad and just have him pop up. It would have been dope.
I was wondering when should I go because I didn't want to interrupt your theory. So I was like, I should wait.
No.
Tomorrow.
I was just explaining what Conquerors Haki was.
Okay.
All right, so this might get Sebastian a little heated.
Talk
So
to me.
I'm wondering what he's gonna think of this.
What's up?
And I really want to see what Lawrence thinks of this too.
No, stop.
I think you know what it is? I think we might agree more than
Okay.
disagree. Yeah. All right, so now to the last point I want to make. Where do the Holy Knights stand in power scaling of One Piece? I'm about to make a bold claim. I really am. That many people may not agree with. And that's perfectly fine. But hear me out. I believe anyone capable of using Conquerors Haki can defeat a Holy Knight. Yes, that includes characters like Doflamingo and Don Chinjiao. If Conquerors Haki is truly their weakness, then their overall strength is fundamentally compromised, especially if they don't have other abilities to compensate. And that changes everything. One of the main criticisms of Haki is that it could feel like a catch-all power that overshadows Devil Fruits, making the series predictable or unbalanced. But now, Oda has added a fascinating twist. Only a handful of characters in the entire world are relevant in the fight against the Gorosei, Imu, and the Holy Knights. So let's break that down. We currently have 16 confirmed Conquerors Haki users in the current story. Of those, 4 work for the world government. So we have Sengoku, Warkery, Mars, and I forgot the other person, Garp. That leaves 12 non-government users. 3 of those users are deceased. Big Mom, Kaido, and apparently Kid. Which means we're down to just 9 living individuals who can actively challenge these top tier threats. That's Shanks, Luffy, Rayleigh, Boa, Doflamingo, Don Chinjiao, Katakuri, Zoro, and Yamato. 9, that's it. 9 people in the entire One Piece world who can stand toe-to-toe with the Gorosei, Imu, and the Holy Knights. 10 if we now accept that Scopper Gaban is 1. Mm-hmm. But here's the beautiful part. Oda's being consistent. Oda's being consistent. Here's why. It's what Sebastian said earlier. Remember earlier in the series when Logia users seemed unstoppable? Luffy couldn't touch Smoker. He needed water or blood to hit Crocodile. He only beat Enel because he just so happened to be made of rubber. The Straw Hats couldn't even scratch Aokiji. Then came Haki. Suddenly, those intangible monsters could finally be hit. Now we've come full circle. Instead of Logia intangibility, we have hyper regeneration. And the only counter is Advanced Conquerors Haki. Not just any Haki, the rarest, most elite version of it, or just basic Conquerors Haki. I personally love it. I absolutely love this evolution. Yes, Haki is still the great equalizer, but now you have to be exceptional just to wield it at the level required to stand a chance against these individuals. And before anyone asks, what about Kid or Ace? Could they beat a Holy Knight since they have Conquerors Haki? My answer is no, because they never demonstrated any meaningful control or advanced usage of their Conquerors. Raw potential doesn't equal mastery. Without mastery, they'd fall just like anyone else.
So why do you think I've been mad at that?
Because like the Gorosei and the hype and like even the Holy Knights hype.
I mean,
what you think?
no, I wholeheartedly agree with almost everything you said.
Yeah?
It's just a matter of like, you saying anybody with Conquerors Haki, like Jinjiao's not doing that. Like even if you got it, doesn't mean you win in that.
Why not?
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Why not?
Come on, man.
Why not?
Shinjiao can't stand up to his son's kicks right now, let alone what these dudes out here doing. His
seen-
grandson's kicks, my bad.
I haven't seen Holy Knights use Haki like that.
I was gonna ask.
I don't think you need Haki
No,
to defeat John Shinjiao right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not. doing all that.
Summers with his thorn blade thingy. Do you think that was black Haki? That's just thorn black.
I think that was hardening.
I assumed it was hardening.
Yeah.
Okay.
I assumed it was hardening, but yeah, no, I agree that the Blackbeard thing. I thought you were gonna. I mean, the Haki thing. I thought you were gonna shade like, yo, Blackbeard can't beat them though, or something like that. But
he doesn't have Conquerors.
Blackbeard's not a conqueror.
We gonna see, bro.
Yo,
we gonna see.
Yo.
But
He not, man.
like I said,
I thought you were leading there, which is why I was like, this is where he's gonna trigger me or whatever.
But then again, if the regeneration thing is an ability, Blackbeard could temporarily take it away, but it's gonna go back.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's like Blackbeard in that fight is not gonna be moving forward.
It kind of depends if it is a devil fruit that they're utilizing to get that ability, or that the darkness fruit would allow him to have another great equalizer. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, now I don't need Conquerors Haki. I can just negate your regeneration. And now when I'm hitting you, you can't just regenerate from it. You know?
But
that would be him not having Conquerors Haki.
Yeah, but that's temporarily. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if I knock you out or kill you,
if he could
you
do
know
it
what I'm
in
saying?
time. Like, that's a time limit, honestly.
The time limit is however long I have control of you.
I mean, like...
We'll see. We gonna see. We for sure gonna see. You know?
yeah, I'm done. I'm tired of talking.
I figured the world wants to hear Lawrence's thoughts on this chapter. See how he.
But what did you guys think about like the Haki breakdown?
No, we've had that conversation before in person. I don't know if we ever actually had it on the stream, at least in that depth. But we've always agreed that like there's levels to Haki, and as long as you're like a top tier, like the top tiers can use that sky splitting type techniques, those abilities where they're not forcibly touching each other or whatever. Because even Odin, we saw Odin use his when he saw Whitebeard and Roger. He obviously Conquerors Haki user, obviously even advanced, but he wasn't doing that. And he identified that it was something different that he wasn't doing. Now Odin may have become a sky splitter over time. I don't know. What was up?
If you actually look at it, what Odin the attack that Odin did on Kaido with the black lighting thing looks actually more similar
to what Gaban just did.
Yeah,
right?
Gaban just did.
It's what I thought of.
Because if you look at, I don't know if Blackbeard did. I mean, Odin did leakage, but he did what Gaban looked like. What he did, and you go through the same thing with Zoan did something similar to Scar Kaido, but it's even less than what Gaban and Odin did.
Yeah,
because all of it's all conquerors, just like Odin. I mean, Gaban and Odin was the same. Well, Zoan was less than that, but like you said, it still had conquerors in it. But so off that, you could lead to Gaban has Conquerors even more.
Yeah,
and like you breaking down the King's List thing, that again clarified it was good. Yeah,
I thought it was great. Yeah. And I agree that if Sanji's gonna unlock Conquerors Haki at some point in this arc or some point down the line, it needs to be easily identified to us, the reader, everybody who's involved, that Zoro and Luffy can still access a level beyond that.
Yeah.
Which is why I always said I don't think Sanji would ever be a sky splitter. That's reserved for Luffy's. That's reserved for Zoro and his clash with Mihawk, whatever. I don't think we should get a sky splitter Sanji. But, because I don't think Gaban's a sky splitter either.
I don't think he is either.
Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But him having Conquerors Haki, if it's going to be the ability needed to defeat these people, I don't have an issue with that. I might have an issue with the narrative structure of it, because now it feels like he's getting it retroactively versus naturally. Because now it's like, oh, hey, these abilities exist, and now you need to have them to beat people, etc. And now it feels, and you're going to hate me for this feels like a Vegeta power-up, where it's like, yo, we kind of got to get that guy there, progress him along, versus a natural development for Sanji as a character.
Yeah.
So I used to always, I don't want to say rip Dragon Ball for that, but I used to feel that about Dragon Ball sometimes, that like they'd progress Vegeta along instead of have him actually get those powers. More specifically, later Dragon Ball.
I want to be a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, like I ain't like that. But if this is where we're going, this is where we're going. Like, it's just kind of needed. And if he's got to fight these people, he's going to need to at least be able to tussle at this level. So I'm not mad at that.
I was going to bring up, it kind of also reminds me of, remember that theory that you showed us with that person made with Sanji?
Yeah, the sword and the spear.
Yeah. Like, what do you think how's that play? Like, what you just said, but with that theory playing into what they showed us already in One Piece.
I think it works. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. I think it's the Middle Way. He's a One Piece YouTuber. I think he's even watched the streams a couple times, I think. But if that's the case, his theory tied more directly into Egghead and how it would work. But the thought process behind the sword and the spear, them being the sword and spear of Luffy as people and what they represent in the story as far as, I forget the mythology or the lore he was referring to. It might be Hindu, I don't remember. But that's a little different. But he'd have to restructure it around what's happening now, because a lot of it was kind of Egghead focused. But
it's dope to see that, like, as a Sanji fan, you say, yeah, it has to be a natural give.
Yeah,
because
man.
At this point, it's like, it's not a natural give.
Again, to me, unless the power of love stuff can be shown to be what the Conquerors Haki is for him, like, that would be, like, again, I've always said Sanji could get it, right? He can have unlock Conquerors Haki. I think we've had the conversation with Moss, right? We said we believe more people alive have Conquerors, they just haven't unlocked it yet. Sanji was one of those people that said, okay, he would unlock it. I just want it to be a natural unlocking. If this is the case, it just feels a little bit more like we're going to get training on this and you didn't even unlock it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't sound right to me. It doesn't sound like something that should happen. Like, to me, I look back to when people unlock their Conquerors Haki, Doflamingo, Ace, Luffy. Granted, we didn't see people like Whitebeard and Katakuri unlock it, but
it was through dire situations.
Yeah, like, I figured we would get something along those lines. Maybe with Nami, maybe with another crewmate, something. But if it's gonna be, hey, like, I'm pretty sure you have it, training. I don't like that. So I gotta see how Oda plays it up. I gotta see how we get to that point, and I don't know.
The only way I could see it now, it would be, since if you look at the situation where Nami and Robin right now, they're in a, well, I mean, no, let's take care of Gaban. Never mind. What I just said, no, never mind. I don't know.
Yeah. What about you, Law? About the end of the chapter? Did you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I was hyped. One, I was a little confused at how his arm just popped off. Like, I was like, is he there already? Because then you see him, he kind of like, seems like he's still coming. So I was like...
It might have been a sword slash.
That's what I was thinking. Like, he sent one to Luffy and Zoro earlier. I thought of that, but we saw no signs that we saw his arm off, right? And I love how shook Summers was when he saw Gaban. And it reminded me of, because I also saw this clip later on, and we also saw this beforehand when Ray showed up out of nowhere with Blackbeard. How Blackbeard was shook, right? Then I saw something that reminded you of, like, all right, you have these remnants of the Roger Pirates, right? Ray showing up unexpectedly, and then Gaban showing up unexpectedly. But the reaction they're saying, like, oh snap, it's Ray. Oh snap, it's Gaban. You know, so it's like these remnants of the Roger Pirates still impact fear in people. Where, like, I'm not trying to battle you right now, like, you know. So I thought that was very funny, and this question here that it didn't regenerate, like, why is it not growing back? I was like, oh snap, hold on, because we all suspected, like what you guys all just talked about. Is this Conquerors Haki, right? And I've been debating about it back and forth. One, I'm hyped about it that in this case, if Gaban does have it, because then it's like, oh, Roger has another one that's a friend that he has, like Ray, that has Conquerors Haki user.
Bro.
Huh?
Stop.
This is a conversation from
He
earlier.
keeps trying to say that Roger had 5 Conquerors on his ship.
6 if you count Ace.
Oh, Shanks, Bullet, Ray,
Thank
Gaban,
you.
And Odin.
Thank you.
and Odin.
For respecting Bullet, man. Y'all be trying to leave him out of history.
He's non-canon.
He's real.
Yeah, but how would you feel if the Oda puts him in the manga, like, as one of the,
I'm dunking on people.
like, he puts him in the manga, like, now.
I'd take such a massive L. Because that would mean 4 people were on this ship compared to Rox's 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
To me, Bullet as a character is dope. I don't know how he would fit in the storyline. I don't know how Oda would write him in. But as a character, if he makes him canon, that is a dope character. I just feel like the way you placed him, you should have had him a bigger... Like, we talked about it. That's who Luffy should have had his test before Kaido.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
After
Facts. We've
after
said
Cat,
that.
yeah, that's what should have been his test, right? But going back to it, right? If that Roger has someone else that's on his team, that's a Conquerors user in Gaban. So I'm hyped about that because that raises the Roger up, but also too potentials for Sanji maybe. But to me, it's just because Gaban has it doesn't guarantee that Sanji's going to work with it.
Yeah.
I will say that because I was playing my head back and forth with it, and then also too, thinking about, all right, what if he doesn't have it? It's he's not. What if Oda's telling us something else? Because then I also thought of too, what about Rio? What do you guys think of that it's Rio? Because too, as strong as in adding Conquerors Haki into your attacks is, Rio was still able to hurt Kaido, right? And then we all find out a deeper one to really affect Kaido is that you add Conquerors to it, And then when you combine both, you have this strong weapon that could really possibly even take down the monster that is Kaido with enough attacks. Not just one attack's going to do it, right? But if we all know is that Rio penetrates deep enough where you can actually affect Kaido from the inside. So I'm thinking right here, if you think about his arm not regenerating, right? What does Rio do? It penetrates deep inside whatever body part you're attacking, right? And hits it on a fundamental level, right? So to speak. So it's would that be enough to if you're using Rio to cut off something that you're severing it from because you're attacking it from the inside,
I wouldn't think so.
No?
Because when Luffy used Red Rock on Warkery on Egghead, he hurt his hand from it. Whereas we've seen on multiple instances that Joy Boy's Conquerors Haki put the Gorosei back through the pentagrams and also back to their human forms. And we've also seen there was another time. Oh, when Shanks ended up literally using Conquerors Haki Wi-Fi to Green Bull and basically shut his Devil Fruit down, it shows that Conquerors Haki just shuts down abilities overall.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think Rio has the capabilities because Rio technically isn't an influence over a person. It's just your influence over a certain object that you're trying to harm with your Haki, right? Where Conquerors Haki is you're directly influencing a person's soul to where either your observation can't work correctly or your Devil Fruit gets turned off and it doesn't work correctly. So for me, it's he might not have Conqueror's coding. He might not have level 2 Zoro peak of Conqueror's coding with arm. Because I think Armament Haki is definitely included into it.
Yeah.
It's just that he's not using the advanced form of Armament Haki, which is Rio. So Rio is just the inward emission of Armament Haki, where the admirals and even Sentomaru know the outward emission, which is the protective barrier that they both use or they attack with. So for me, it's nah, this is him infusing Armament Haki and adding Conquerors Haki into it. And it's the same level that Yamato is using against Green Bull. Or in my opinion, what Katakuri was using against Luffy when they clashed Fizz. And I think that's what's happening right now.
That's what Gaban used.
And I think that's what Gaban is using. So I just think that there's evidence because of the Joy Boys Conquerors Haki being used on the Gorosei.
No, yeah, I definitely believe that, like you said, Conquerors is going to have a major factor to it too. I was just more speculating if Rio, because it is able to attack on the inside, so it's able to affect the inner organs or the inner parts of.
I think they would just regenerate.
I still think there's an element that it's not Conquerors.
How so?
Because Gaban uses the voice of all things. So maybe there's a way that he's tapping into that. He had some sort of, he's shown or said, he's alluded to some level of advanced observation Haki already. So if you can bypass their regenerative ability by seeing the true them or something, there's another element to this.
You think
potentially
voice of all things can do that?
Yeah, but what else is it there for if it's not to do something additional?
I don't
think it has to be Conquerors Haki is what I'm saying.
I don't think Gaban has the voice of all things though.
He has some elevated observation because they were hiding they were masking their presence,
and
he still was able to sense them.
Yeah,
he was able to sense there's people here. There's this weird Haki that showed up. He's able to sense this stuff from miles away.
No, that makes sense.
So,
I just don't know how it would be used.
Oda would
That's
have to
the only
explain
thing.
it.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's not convoluted.
We'd need
but-
like more evidence.
Mhm.
We need more evidence to prove that why that would be like sufficient. I guess.
I wonder if it's similar, for example, even though it's like 3 types of hockey, in a way it's still hockey, right? At simplest terms, it is your will, right? But we talked about, like, for example, each thing does have a voice, right? And observation allows you to somehow see their, I guess, their will or whatever to attack you, or even like what their purpose is, right? So we always talked about, like, vibrations and different things. I wonder if, like, I don't know, like, with future sight, you're able to see into the future. But I wonder if your observation is strong enough, like going back to like in the beginning where Zoro's able to hear the breath or sense the breath or the vibration of something, right?
The breath of all things.
The breath of all
basically.
things, right? Into attack. But what if that, in a way, for like people, you could use that to find a weakness,
Or like a Hawk's version of what's Chopper's thing that he does? Brain point, what is it?
Yeah,
Brain point.
When he does the
Yeah, because I'm using that like kind of like you're combining, not like saying all your hockeys together to pinpoint like a weakness in there,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't know if Zoro was using observation then or whatever, but what if you could sense a point about them where you could sense like a weakness, like in there, as an or like all right, maybe not a weakness is a strong word, but like for example, they talk about for Lagias, what your hockey does, it makes them more vulnerable,
Yeah.
right? What if you could find like in a way where like, all right, if you attack at this point with this hockey or something, it makes them vulnerable.
I think
So
that would have to
regenerate.
make the people who are regenerating have a power source for their regeneration in their body, and then they would have to hit that source in order to stop their regeneration. And I feel like that's probably a little too complicated, and it kind of weakens the Holy Knights down to a degree than I think that they should be uplifted to. So like, for instance, we're at the end game of the story, and the Holy Knights are just under the Gorosei, and the Gorosei are just under Imu. And like, technically, you can actually say that the admirals are under the Holy Knights, right? If you want to go by hierarchy and importance to the story. And for me, it's like, I would like to put the Holy Knights in above the admirals because of their regeneration abilities, right? I think that their regeneration abilities are stronger than Logia's, because Logia's could be affected by regular armament. They could be hurt by regular armament, whereas these Holy Knights have a special hyper regeneration, which takes a stronger willpower in order to affect them. So even though they may lose to somebody like Don Chinjiao or Doflamingo, that doesn't necessarily push them out of the top 30. It just means that you need one of these 9 people who are alive to be able to come and beat you down. And that's most likely unlikely. So if they're just walking around anywhere, like even like, I don't even think they're stronger than first commanders. But because they have this hyper regeneration, they beat first commanders because those first commanders, one out of the 4 that we know has Conquerors Haki. So only one first commander could actually beat them. Meanwhile, they'd lose to the others, even though they're not as strong. It's just that hyper regeneration makes them that type of power scaled in One Piece itself. And I sort of like that. I sort of like it being ambiguous. I like us knowing like, yo, this is what it takes, but like
Only so many.
yeah,
people
it's
can
like
do it.
only so many people could beat them. And it kind of brings like a certain fear that even if you are stronger, it brings me, I mentioned this before, it's like Majin Buu. Like Vegeta was capable of killing Majin Buu, but he needed to have something special in order to actually kill him. It took how many tries after turning Majin Buu into pure fart dust? And he kept coming back. And then it took Goku not only beating the hell out of Kid Buu, but it took the Genki Dama, the Spirit Bomb. And that was to purify all evilness. So it's like you need a special requirement in order to beat this special opponent, even though he could get beat by mostly everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it kind of makes the Holy Knights even scarier than I thought they were.
No, it does make sense, and I do kind of agree with the idea because, for example, I think we all talked about this, or someone brought it up, right? It's like after we just experienced Kaido, right? How do you?
Lionel mentioned that.
Yeah, like how do you up your game from that?
Yeah, it's
You know?
crazy.
So how do you deal with people that because once you we already said what Kaido is. If you weren't gonna deal with someone stronger than this, it's like the Straw Hats already dealt with something stronger, something impenetrable, right? Yeah. So how is this a challenge to them? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if you have someone where like no, I believe the Knights are still strong, right? Added on to plus their regenerative ability makes them even like almost unbeatable. Mm-hmm. And that's where even Jinbei is falling to them relatively easily.
You know what? I was going to mention Jinbei and I forgot. This adds to the factor as to why Jinbei seems so useless. Mm-hmm. It's because he doesn't have Conquerors Haki, even though we know he could bang out with like an Admiral for a short time being, right? Probably not somebody like a Kainu now, but at one point he blocked a Kainu's attack. Mm-hmm. So he has some strength up there. He's banged out with Ace before. He's been able to like compete at a very, very high level, yet he's sitting on his butt looking like a beanbag, not able to break out of Gonko's bandages. So it's like, why not? And it's probably because I think he has something comparable, like to a stronger armament Haki, right? But it's not going to matter.
Honestly, and this would be where I get confirmation on it, because Jinbei, anyway, to me, has two ways to attack from the inside. Because Fishman Karate does it. Right. And I believe he has Ryo. And I believe, if not the least, he has strong armament Haki. And to me, it's like we saw an example of that when he hit Husu. Mm-hmm. If he wasn't combining Ryo and his Fishman Karate, he was just providing strong Bosuku Haki armament and his Fishman Karate to knock him out, right? Mm-hmm. But if he's able to combine both of those and to attack a knight with that, and it still doesn't do the damage where, like, they're not regenerative, that answers the question there.
It does.
Because that's two attacks.
And you know what? That's very similar to Sanji, because Sanji has some flames that penetrate just the same way Ryo would act, right? Mm-hmm. And if he combines that with armament Haki, I could see, like, how he could probably push them to certain degrees, but, like, I would love to see him, like, add Conquerors into that, even though he would have, like, basic level Conquerors. I think it would bring him up to that level too because of what his powers consist of. Yeah. And that would be very interesting for Sanji. I just don't think he's a conqueror. So we'll see on that part. But it was like Robin was able to make this guy bleed, Yeah. So it's like she's not using Haki at all, in my opinion, right now. Yeah, but she could be using Fishman Karate though.
Yeah, I looked for it. I don't know if she should have used it but I don't know if all her attacks do it. But we all saw like the making the Gorosei or them bleed is not a crazy.
Yeah, it's not a crazy feat.
Yeah. I mean, I said dad Haki, but
Kuma did that.
Yeah, Bonnie did it.
Yeah, Bonnie did it. So
so they all bleed. It's just like,
and it's crazy. It's. I said it earlier. It's Oda being consistent and making a full circle, because you remember when you're too Devil Fruit reliant as a Logia, sometimes you don't practice the arts of Haki because you're like, nothing could really hurt me. And now we're seeing like a second level version of that where it's like, there's no Conquerors Haki users out there that could hurt me. I'm alright. Yeah. So it's like, you really doing that again?
So. Go ahead, Lano.
No, I want to just say, because that's actually funny, because, like, why are the Knights like, I don't want to fight Yonko right now. Why? Because they got Conquerors.
I thought too. And it's funny you go there, because we talk about the Conquerors Haki element here, right? And Lawrence brought it up, and I think referenced Lionel from earlier, saying, how do we elevate it from Kaido? Right, because Kaido was this impenetrable body that you needed to have this to even hurt him, to even do any damage or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. If Blackbeard is meant to be this more difficult person for Luffy to fight later, do y'all think he'll get this regeneration ability?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I would really like to see him, but even then, it's like, does it matter at that point for him? Because like I think Luffy and Zoro right now, and Loki right now, if Loki has Conquerors Haki, right now aren't here in the Sun World because. Yeah. None of this would have happened. They would have never even gotten this far.
Yeah.
Saturday we got hit like 3 of them combined attacks. Like, all right, man. It's kind of crazy out here.
And it might have been a possibility where, like, if Luffy swings through right now and he just conquers Haki blasts at the strength he is right now, right? He was knocking out Fishman, 50,000 people during Fishman Island. Now he's probably at like 100K. Shanks is probably like 110K, 120K, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. he could probably conquer his Haki blast, not only turn off the thorn abilities on the kids, but he could probably turn off Gunko's abilities, and they might not be able to regenerate for like a time period. So it's like, yo, you can't have Luffy up here right now. Like, you're gonna ruin the story.
That's why I ought to do what he do. Luffy, Zoro, Loki, and I guess Sanji, all down there. Not able to impact
Sanji's down there too. Yo,
Not
more
able
credit
to
to
impact
Sanji.
me.
Yo, shout out to my brother Sanji.
I don't want to
Shout out.
That's why. That's why.
You had Loki on the list? You didn't have Sanji on the list?
Somebody. That's why. I was gonna say, wait, if Gaban got Conquerors, that's why someone was so shook. He's like, dang, I thought we got rid of all the Conquerors. They're not here. What do we do? What's going on?
But it's gonna be interesting though, man. I'm gonna have to eat my words with rocks, man.
Hey, man. It's all right. It's all right. I ain't gonna come for you like that.
If
Lawrence might, but he the Roger guy. But I ain't gonna come for you.
Odin, Rayleigh, Gaban. Oof. I ain't counting Shanks. He was 12.
And Bullet.
And Bullet doesn't exist.
And Ace.
When was Ace on the ship?
He
bro?
was.
Don't say that.
Stop.
Don't say that.
Stop.
You know what he said? I don't know.
He was always on the ship.
But I've always thought that Roger was like above Whitebeard. So
Yeah,
it would fit that like later after Rocks passed, that Roger got to that same level that Rocks was once at.
Yeah.
Because I think Rocks needed to be jumped.
And beyond.
I would think Roger would need to be jumped too if they switched positions. Like if Roger was in control of all those pirates and he went to God Valley and Rocks went to go fight him, I think they would have to jump Roger too. Based off of just the credentials. Lawrence don't like that too much.
No, I was zoning out. I was thinking of Lily Rocks and Roger for some strange reason. But yeah, go ahead. I was listening and zoning out. I was thinking about something.
Yeah, but Jesus, bro, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Interesting chat, man.
It was a dope chapter, bro. It was. I don't think we're gonna be able to get the calls. We got too many super
Probably
chats.
not.
But yeah.
Let's do these super chats. Everybody, if you could please like the video, please
We're
like
no
it.
sponsor or anything?
Oh, no, we'll skip it right now. Yeah, we'll skip it.
I gotta use the restroom.
Oh, just go to the restroom, bro.
Go ahead, bro. We missed Lawrence the whole episode.
Lawrence was like gone for like 3 hours.
Did you have any specific things you wanted to highlight before we get into super chats, Lawrence, about the chapter? I know you missed the majority of our talk here.
Yeah.
So
My notes real quick.
Blackbeard really gonna need to step it up, bro. I don't know how he compete right now.
I agree.
Yo,
I don't know how he compete.
that's one thing I will say.
Yeah,
Like
is,
I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I like it,
Like
bro.
it looks like every time the show goes forward, he.
Stagnated.
Yeah, bro. It's looking a lot less like he's gonna make a
so
difference.
the difference is, and I know Lawrence is a little bit with me on this. I think he's stronger than y'all make him out to be in general. Like
We don't
his
see it, bro.
base is just stronger than what y'all think. But I do agree. We got dudes regenerating.
Yeah.
We got dudes. You need Conquerors Haki to even hurt us. Advanced Conquerors Haki to do real damage. It's a lot. It's a lot. So
No, yeah, that's what with Blackbeard is, because we always talked about that's what we all thought he was gonna get like Marco's ability, because that would help him with his
is it
defense
nice?
as in regenerating.
he gonna need it.
You're gonna need some. I think
But
he
honestly
needs more
now,
than that.
yeah, if right now he needs, like you mentioned, what the Gora saying the Knights have, because right, I think their stuff is greater than what
Marco has
Marco
for sure.
has.
So I'm wondering. I don't know how crazy we get with Devil Fruits, but Katarina Devon took Saturn's or whatever. Could you steal it from that?
Blackbeard probably
Look at that.
Blackbeard probably has to steal whatever Emu is.
See, I don't need the Blackbeard emu stuff, man. I don't want them to be separated. I want them to be two
Like-
separate arcs, if that makes sense. But
It would be nice, but like if you want Blackbeard to stunt, and he
Find
ain't,
another way.
he ain't stunting like this right now. He's struggling against people like Law. Sorry, bro. Like we way past Law, bro.
Listen, man.
Luffy out here,
He ain't really struggle.
dude. Luffy out here having fun with admirals,
He
and
ain't
he and Blackbeard's
really
out here
struggle.
struggling with Law.
He ain't really
It's
struggle.
tough, bro.
He ain't really
But anyway.
struggle.
And I also think for even the Red Rock, I also kind of feel like it was a special case where because where Luffy punched him,
Or
he put-
where you have
yeah.
like black.
he punched him like on top of the head. That's not really
Yeah.
like, a vulnerable spot. I think he hit him like in a hard spot. As in, because also too, have you noticed that all the Gorosei members, or even the Knights for that matter, you hit them, their body just crumbles and then regenerates. Why is Warcry the only one that's solid? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You hit them, but I don't need to like crumble and regenerate because I'm that solid. But also too, which I like better, because when you finally penetrate through that a harness that he is, he'll probably regenerate anyway. Why is he the only one that has that? Like, I'm tough. I don't crumble off, like, because to me, when Usopp blew her up, I was like, when is Usopp blowing anybody up? Like, I'm sorry. He's hitting so many people, like, but because her whole body was gone. That's
Yeah.
like, that's how weak in a way their physique was looking, but they were able to generate from anything. But like, Walker's out here surviving Luffy gear. Was it gear? It wasn't gear 5th, right? It was gear 4th though.
When he punched
It was
Walker
gear
with Red
4th.
Rock?
It was gear 5th.
It was gear 5th, yeah,
With
right?
Red Rock?
Yeah.
No, he was in base.
No, he was in gear 4, bro.
No.
Gear 5. Am I tripping?
He was in base, and he
Red Rock on Warcury?
Yeah,
He
the
did,
top of the
he
head.
did gear 3 fist. He didn't. He was in. He had a shirt off, and he was already out of energy.
The only
He wasn't in gear 5.
the only time Luffy did I think I remember
Yeah,
a
he
Gear
was.
5 attack when he did Gone Gatling on I think somebody, either
Yeah.
Saturn or somebody. But that wasn't no Conquerors at all.
Yeah. But we should read these super chats, bro. We got 25 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Let's get it. Thank you all for your patience. Sorry we're not going to be able to calls today, but such is life. We got 5 from Troop the Animal. It says, can it be that Scopper's axe heads are made of sea prism stone, and that's the reason why Sommers couldn't regenerate his arm back? That would be very lackluster and whack to me.
Very lackluster and whack.
Yeah, bro. I'm not trying
What,
to see that.
the tip
bro.
of his blades are sea stone?
Yeah, bro. That's,
Who'd be like the only one that has that? Like,
nah, bro. I ain't trying to see that, bro.
that's like, what was that? Yeah, that's like, remember that movie with the brothers and they were like knocking everybody out? Like, you don't want to fight them. And you find out, oh, this guy's like sneaking on brass knuckles.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
like, oh, you don't even hit that hard. These brass knuckles is doing it.
I ain't with that. Bro. Another 2 from KJ. It says, yo, Seb, we got to get Larry on Game of Thrones / House of Dragon. Come on, dog. I'm pretty sure Larry's finished all of Game of Thrones. He's got me into Game of Thrones.
Did you watch?
Have you watched House of Dragon?
No, have you?
Nah, I haven't either.
We should react to that.
I guess, yeah. I mean, is it good?
I heard it was a banger.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. All right. But KJ, we're on it. We got another 1 month at Nakama status from Truman Spider. It says, Yamato enlisted Ulti in page 1. Who else you think? So we had this conversation about other former Beast Pirates. Jack came up. Yamato and Jack are the same age. I know I theorized back in the day that he might have like feelings for her, just because they came up together or whatever. I don't think King or Queen would be involved in that.
Nah.
They're too loyal to Kaido / too strong, in my opinion. But I could see Sasaki, maybe. Hushu has been defeated already. Maybe he switches up
Maybe.
as a result.
I feel like Albert gonna go there and jump in there. If he finds Kaido's in there, I think he's gonna try and save him.
Yeah, but they were talking about who Yamato would be recruiting.
Yeah, I know. I think Sasaki's a good.
All right. Another 400 NGN. I don't know what that is, but thank you. From The Loveth. What Zoan would you give Blackbeard to complete the 3? I had always said I would go with the Marco one because I think it completes all of his deficiencies. Taking damage, mobility, etc. Also like the symmetry of it completing the
Whitebeard trifecta.
But I don't know if it fits the themes of him and what he's about too much. But I don't know. Do I have a better Devil Fruit?
Somebody said a while back, Orochis. I thought that was actually a good fit because they're like in a weirdly similar character, but not at the same time. You have to watch the video. Somebody made a video on that, Orochis. And now somebody's saying, which I also kind of like too, it's like I like and don't like. Somebody mentioned Loki's.
I don't even know what it is yet.
Yeah, what?
If Loki,
That would be
hold on.
crazy.
If Loki's Devil Fruit is like a black Nika fruit, then maybe.
Yeah.
But we don't know what it is.
Yeah, we
yet.
don't know
Wait,
anything.
how would the world feel about that? That Blackbeard takes Loki's ability away from him.
Man, F Loki. if I gotta pick between Loki and Blackbeard, what we talking about, man? What we talking about, man?
I want Loki. Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna
He
lie.
cool. Get him out of here, bro. Pack him up. And it'll make Blackbeard even more evil? Hell yeah. Another 5 from Jada Rude. Which fusion will win in a fight? Big Mom plus Brook
Yeah.
versus Cracker plus Kaido. And make a fusion to beat the winner. No Luffy. Hashtag what else they got to do justice.
That's just a random and weird. And why
Cracker and Kaido are beating Big Mom and Brook. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what you... All right, so go ahead, Vinyl.
Wait, I do say nah, because I don't know how fast Brook is. Is Big Mom getting that speed now?
It don't matter. Kaido could just make biscuits of himself.
Yeah, that's the
I
real
know,
issue.
I
Is the
know.
extra
I
biscuit.
know.
My question becomes: Big Mom and Brook's soul manipulation.
I thought that
How
too.
does that work? Could she make homies at a higher production level or
What does
more?
that even mean?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it
What's
out.
she gonna do? Get Kaido drunk and make him dance? Like no.
Listen, I'm saying,
know, man.
can they make homies out of the Kaido biscuits?
No. I don't think.
I don't know. Like
I don't know.
Yo, yeah, that's a
I
good
don't think so.
I don't know. I'm
Well,
still trying to figure out.
No, for example, if Kaido puts his Haki into that, then no. If each biscuit
Hey, man.
is in bro with Kaido's Haki, they're not turning into homies.
We'll see.
Yeah, and he won't suffer from the glass cannon that Cracker is because
Yeah,
Haki's attached to it. So that's.
Well, you got to take some negatives,
think,
right?
I don't think Big Mom gains anything with Brook being combined with
That's
that.
what I was thinking too.
Maybe the music element. I don't know how it works, but she be singing.
she do.
What do you mean?
She do be singing.
She be singing.
When we
She
first
just got
met,
a voice now from Brook.
She was singing when we first saw her for real. Anyway, another 5 months at Nakama status from Daryl Lawrence. I miss my boys for a few, but as always, hashtag white fans. Appreciate you, Daryl. Another
Daryl.
6 euros from Don Pablo. Pesos? I don't know what this is. I don't know what currency is, guys. It says, Wagwan boys, any thoughts on the new GTA 6 trailer? Started jogging to make sure I stay alive for it. Congrats on the rebrand. Thank you.
Thanks. We can also do that.
Yeah. I didn't even play GTA 5 for real.
Yeah, I
I
didn't play it
years,
once.
so.
I
didn't
played
play
it. I tried to get into the heist stuff, but I wasn't. I don't know. It's been a while for GTA. I'll probably tap in though, just because of the hype and what it's.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's
crazy.
been so long.
Yeah.
Another 5 from Pastor C. Y'all think Baby 5 could turn into a nuke? I think she be underutilizing her Del Fruit. We had this conversation before, but
What's
it
her
wasn't.
awakening?
It wasn't a nuke. It was an ancient weapon, technically. But
A nuke.
a nuke would
Yeah,
be,
basically.
A nuke would be, yeah, why not? Another 2 from Troop the Animal. Second week tuning in live with a heart getting topped off.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Troop. Another 5 from Nathan Ocampo. Hey guys, love the pod. Was wondering what your guys' thoughts on the theories of love being the ability to hurt the Holy Knights and Empress died from love.
love being.
Maybe for Sommer specifically, just because of
Yeah.
what he's like, but
Yeah, I don't think for all of them that should be a case. Yeah, it's kind of.
I mean, with Gonko not being loved and Summer's focused on love, I'm not exactly sure if that's a. Because what's the Kilogram? What about him? We don't know.
his would be dreams versus nightmares. If it's going to be the polar opposite of whatever you are, then it would be dreams. It's
He has
nightmares.
love dreams.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what you mean by that.
I kind of feel like people's will, your love is a factor into that. Like, you know, like protecting what you love. Hence why, you know, some people even awaken their conquerors in the first place. Because usually, like for Ace loved Luffy, whatever, protective over Luffy, he awakened his conquerors and stuff like that. So I kind of feel like your will is you, so your love is kind of already a part of it. So you could use that as strength. But being the sole factor, nah. But I think that's just part of your will.
What was kids?
Kid didn't awaken it. Well, I guess he awakened, but we didn't see him utilize anything.
What was Don Jinjiao's? Love for money?
Yeah.
For these hoes?
I'm not saying it's the factor in him. I'm saying it
Because
could be.
Doflamingo clearly didn't have love like that.
No, yeah.
Love for
Love for
self.
himself, yeah. I'm not saying it's the sole reason, but I'm
Love
saying
of family.
But I'm saying it could be motivation.
During that
factor.
time, he wasn't thinking about his family.
All right.
Another 5 from Gear Trail 95. It says, at this point, it's Roger's crew training Luffy to become Pirate King. First it was Shanks, then Rayleigh, then now Gaban with a question mark. A little bit. Kind of. I mean,
Can you count Shanks training Luffy?
I wouldn't, but
Yeah,
he inspired him
all.
at least. So
He started the ship.
Well,
Crocus ain't do no training.
and Shanks barely inspired him because he kept kind of talking down to Luffy, like not to be a pirate. Not to be a pirate, but it's like he would make fun of Luffy.
Would you count Buggy as training? No. Another 2 from Yami No Ho. Put your feet up is crazy. Sad I missed last week. Lord, she missed some funny stuff earlier. Another 2 from Jada Rude. Yeah, them kids not worth it. They can have more. Oh, we forgot to ask Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
What would you have chosen?
The kids, man, it's not even a question. I don't know why it's a question.
Yo, just know Books won the poll. Like with 100 something people.
That's crazy.
I made a valid argument.
Bro, I think you could always find out the past. It's never truly lost.
Bro, Lana was like, yo, Vegapunk read the books.
Like, it's in his memory bank. Like, you have people who find the ancient history and all. The past will always be uncovered.
Man.
Them kids is gone forever.
Yeah.
Like, she actually even said, like, our books.
Yeah, I brought it to, it's the New World Scriptures, man. What's up?
What?
All them great books. What's up?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
People, man. All right? It's people's lives here. People.
You mean kids.
Hey,
And yeah, especially kids.
Y'all ever watched the book of Eli, man?
It's, I can't.
Another 5 from Larry's Conscious. Wow. Celestial dragons have a point. Wow. Ungrateful insects don't matter. Oh my God.
Damn.
Hashtag Tariff Gang.
Oh my god.
This is-
That's
this
kind of
is-
super chat.
This is his super. His name is Larry's Conscious. His PFP is Marco the Phoenix.
Bruh.
Terrible. Another 2 from Jada Rude. We need those books. I'm with Larry, the Celestial.
This is crazy.
Another 5 from Troop. Ranya's speech was awesome. Yarul disregarding her speech was effing disrespectful. You gotta let the little girl die, bro. Come on, man. We got another 2 from Lord Sex, and it says it's Lord Sex with laughing emoji.
No.
I don't know what I'm calling you, bro. That's rough. We got another 5 from Black Ghost. If a race around the world had happened between Kizaru Minato from from Naruto, or Wally West from The Flash, who would win? My money's on The Flash.
Wally.
Yeah, I'd say Wally, right? Yeah. They were like running fast enough to turn time back.
Minato gonna need a kunai.
Yeah,
He's only going as far as he can throw,
He's not even running.
He's gonna have to take a plane to put wherever it is and then come back.
He gonna cheat.
I don't
He
wanna
gonna
get-
put it there beforehand.
I don't want to get into this, but I used to say Minato was the most overrated character in the history of Naruto because the dude basically got his whole ability from Kinko's, bro. He has to print them out, and his girl gave him the sealing technique. He not like that for real. But y'all can shade me all y'all want. Another 2 from Al Suave. Them kids weak as hell anyway.
Oh my God.
Need new Elbaf fighters.
Yo, you guys are terrible.
Another 2 from Bellis. Hashtag BLM. Book life matters. Another
No, I'm not saying that.
3 Canadian from Australian from CG Whitlock. Have y'all got any different anime/manga recommendations? I got a bunch. Read Gameran. Read Kingdom. Read Vinland Saga. Read Worst. Read Crows. Read Gantz. Read QP.
Read Gantz.
And read One Punch Man.
And don't ever talk to us after that.
And how'd you know Ipo? How you gonna forget?
I agree with everything you just said except Gantz.
Gantz all day.
Don't
Read
Yeah,
Gantz
bro.
first.
You gotta read Gantz first.
Test yourself.
No, you don't need to.
It'll make you question all life.
In a bad way.
In a bad way.
It'll make you question anime. It's like, should I continue reading manga? Like,
We got another 2 from Jai Jackson. What's something everyone should know about you all?
everyone should know.
Do y'all have something? I don't know.
Should know.
That's like a universal fact about the four of us, or just something about TOPT, or one for each? Like, I don't know what the question is. Well, y'all should all know that me, Lawrence, and Lionel are brothers. That's something that y'all should know. That came up again today in the chat.
it's
kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy that you look at Lawrence and Lionel and be like, they're not brothers.
This thing.
It was more whether I was their brother or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that would be the thing.
Okay, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Another 5 from Brazilian Volleyballs. Larry would save the books if it had pictures of BBL's big booty Latinas. Hashtag Larry chill. Hashtag Lawrence needs a haircut. Hashtag who's that guy on the far left. Wow. Wow. Another 5 Canadian from Smooth Weed. If the power of love exists in One Piece, does the power of hate exist as well? And could that be linked to the dark regeneration powers from Emu? It could be. That would tie into the power of love stuff that came up a little earlier. So it could be. We'll see. I gotta start moving along quicker here, guys. We don't have a lot of time. Another 5 from Lord Sex. Y'all think Gaban packing enough power to do damage to the Holy Knights, or do y'all see him going down? Hashtag it's Lord Sex. Hashtag nothing happened.
We kind of answer this.
A little bit, yeah. Sure. I think he could pack one of them up. I don't think he'd pack them all up. I don't think Oda would have him pack them up, is what I'd say. Another 2 from Straw Hat Kevo. If y'all had billions of dollars, would y'all still do TOPT?
Yeah.
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 Billions?
Yeah.
Y'all not going to see me for months on end if I have billions of dollars.
You making your way back here, bro.
Billions of dollars?
Yeah, bro.
You're gonna want to talk about, especially
Yeah.
towards the
Yeah.
end of One Piece.
Yeah, right.
The end of. Come on, man.
Y'all haven't seen Billionaire Seb, bro. I'm going to be acting different. Another 5 from Black Ghost. Seb, have you seen the clip of Mariolena from Black Clover yet? No, I don't believe I have. Feel free to send it to me on Discord. Another 5 from Project Iceman. Got here late, but I'm here. Why is Lawrence sitting on the left? Wait, Lionel is here. Lionel's here, and Law is it not beating clone allegations. Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
That's funny.
Another 18 months at Yonko status, our highest tier of membership from Kremet. Says, "Yer gang, this week's chapter is goated. I hate we gotta wait another 2 weeks for the next one. But real talk, where the F Luffy and them at? They're in the cold
I'm gonna tell you right
hell
now.
realm thing.
They sleeping. They ate good. Word. They ate good. So, yo, let's take a nap, bro. We chilling.
Another 5 from Luis AM1221. I'll get a number 9, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda. Hashtag Law's Wendy's order. I hope y'all like my Big Smoke impression, man. I kind of look like Big Smoke today. Another 2 from Kirby. Could Scopper or Rayleigh pack up Ogorose? I don't think they'll have the energy.
Yeah, I don't
They're
think.
kind of old,
Yeah.
and they don't regenerate. But they could. They have the power.
Yeah.
Another 99, whatever that is. Sorry, Jay. From Jay Turla. Can Luffy or the trio solo the Blackbeard Pirates? Hashtag Larry Tax. No.
Can Luffy solo or the trio? That's
Luffy
two
or
scenarios?
the trio. So Luffy or the Monster Trio, I assume that's the trio you're referring to. Solo the
You think
Blackbeard Pirates.
you think the entire Blackbeard Pirates could take on Bajrang?
We've had this conversation before.
But we just knowing that first thing, like
I just
One,
need-
the
I just need-
Bajrang
I just
gun
need a
needs
yes or no.
mad prep time to
I
happen.
just need a
Mad
yes.
prep time?
Zoan
Wait. Mad prep time?
A decent chunk of prep time, bro. He's not just spawning a giant fist in the air.
How
It
long?
looked
You,
like it's spawned.
how long do you think it took him to
Him-
generate
him-
that
him-
thing?
he was- real quick.
Listen, bro. Listen.
Anyway, the question is yes or no.
No, I don't. Hold on. What's the question?
Do you think they could all just take on a Bajrang?
Take it on, like defend it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Aokiji's a part of the crew. Y'all think he can just, Bajrang gun is over? No.
What can he do to stop it?
Yo, we don't got time. Bro.
Y'all tripping. Y'all are absolutely
I'm just gonna
tripping.
add this in there. Giant Luffy Bajrang gun.
Y'all are absolutely
Case
tripping.
closed.
Yeah, absolutely tripping.
Luffy didn't even go giant for him.
He was that Bajrang gun was the size of Onigashima.
That's what we saying.
He can't
You're
just
proving
make
that.
that. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. He can't just. Bajrang gun and swing.
He
It took time.
He kind of just did it. Though.
No, he did.
I don't know how long you think this took
Yeah,
him.
seriously,
like,
bro. All right, bro.
I'm gonna search it up.
Another 5 from Derek Peters. Does Robin's fruit still work the same? I thought she takes damage as the same damage as her clones. Take damage. Love y'all, Nakama. Y'all saved me. Thank you, and hope you're alright if we saving you. But I don't know.
No, because the technique she did is similar to what she did in Fishman Island. That's the first time she did it.
But her clones do typically take damage.
But it's a different type of
well,
clone.
it wasn't necessarily
So you just
the
pick
clone.
and
It was
choose?
just the center of her body, the one that took damage we saw before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? So.
Another 5 for Diamond Life. How y'all feel about Collins following Loki like Luffy to Shanks? I can see it similarly like Garu and Terrio in One Punch Man. Seb look lonely when he on screen. It's because you were here. I can't speak to Garo and Terrio or whatever. I don't know who the second person is. But it would be cool to see Colin try to emulate Loki instead of Luffy. Another 5 from Bougie B. Wagwan topped. Bang bang buggy gang. Anyways, Oda is definitely sending us in a God Valley flashback before the monster trio make an entrance. Maybe. I said I didn't think that the Gaban Somers connection was God Valley, but it could be. Another 5 from Fred.
Took 2 panels.
Yeah.
From when he started it?
He got burned by the bolo breath, right? His hand is not making the fist just yet. You turn over a couple pages while they're looking at everybody, and all of a sudden he goes, "Yo, Momo."
This is not 2
Onigashi."
panels. This is like 12 pages, bro.
12 pages, bro.
What? You're saying that he spawned it immediately. That's not what happened.
So if we
he was already trying to create
so,
it.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. When he grabs Kaido,
Sebastian.
Kaido burns him. You're saying that he has nothing done yet. And then he gets burnt and then makes... No, that's not what happens.
Sebastian.
It's not what happens.
He literally.
The fist is beyond the clouds.
No,
Y'all,
it's not.
yo, y'all are tripping, bro.
He's already in the cloud. He
Yo.
got knocked up.
Bro.
When he got knocked up, he
Y'all-
started holding on to Kaido. As Kaido started throwing slashes at him, he didn't even have it yet made.
He's already trying to make it, so I'm trying to tell you.
No, he's not.
Oh my gosh, bro.
He gets hit by
I don't
the
know
bolo
why
breath.
y'all think Luffy can
And
just
then
spawn
Bajrang
this
just
attack.
did it.
It's not.
No, Larry's right.
It's
'cause
not true.
If you go by the bird thing, right here,
We don't got time for this either.
Luffy's arm is here when he's holding Kaido. That arm is free. So that's the arm he has to make.
The arm is up. It's off panel. The arm is up. Well, we can talk about it after. Another 5 from Franco Cervantes. The owl holds the biggest mystery to man. Like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll?
Pause.
Oh, man. Another 9 from Garbage Fishman. 9 months. Rocks X Larry. Hashtag wedding goals 2025. Hashtag stop animal abuse law. Wow.
He just got here.
See what you guys started.
Oh man, another 5 Canadian from Smooth Lead. Ace / Akainu fight for others' goals. Whitebeard and CDs. Sabo / Kizaru know their fights is bigger than their own lives. Luffy / Akainu, Aokiji fight for their own desires. It's just a rough parallel, man. I don't see it. I'm gonna be real, but that works a little bit. But not really. Another 22 months from Toby. Big 22 months. The GOAT is back. Hashtag Dragon and Elbaf
Oh
soon.
boy, Toby.
Kobe just lying. Another 5 from Alu Suave. Sorry. Fishman racism, outright slavery. Now we touch on gentrification and ethnocide. Oda's really hitting sensitive topics with a Looney Tunes protagonist. That's how you do it. Another 2 from Larry's Consciousness. Like the stream or else no more BBC. Hashtag Tariff Gang. Another 30 months. Knock status from Mr. Prince. Best podcast in the world despite tax. Love y'all. Another 2 from Jada Root. Lionel is just a shadow clone jutsu. Another 2 from Jada Root. Somers will regenerate unless he is a redhead. Wow. Wow, they don't have souls. Another 2 from Dope. Insert name can get it. Seb, come on, man. Another 5 Australian from Takeem. Man marked by flames is none other than Ask D question. I don't even get it. Another 5 from Needles. It's my girl's anniversary. It's me and my girl's anniversary. And y'all say hi to Sabrina for me again. How do you think Blackbeard takes Delph Roots? Love the pod. Hashtag Larry Lacken.
Sabrina, you doing okay?
Oh my God.
You doing okay?
Hi, Sabrina.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, bro.
He just killing them and taking it, bro. I can't get too deep into that right now. Another 5 from Lucky Roo. Hold on, Seb. You got that ish on, but you still look like a single mom in the thumbnail. What? But I have a question. Are y'all doing a top 20 stream this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
always do it.
And thank you. Another 2 from Crusty Cheeks. Do y'all think Summers was at God Valley? No, I don't. Another 10 from Lucky Roo. Larry really be power scaling by saying, but can they take Bajrang gun though? All right, that's what I thought. But quick question: who's the strongest person Luffy is beating? Extreme diff.
They said that before you said the Bajrang.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I gotta hurry up, yo. Who's Luffy beating?
Strongest person?
Blackbeard.
Sure. Another 10 from Slap Your Mama 3689.
That's all.
What's good, Gorosei? Eyes emoji. Quick question, Law. Hi, really diffed the spider. Hashtag Mommy Robin. Yeah, he high diffed the spider, bro.
I did not hide
We
it,
got
but-
20 gifted memberships from Roy Stokes. Thank
Our
you.
boy Roy.
Another
Thank
2
you.
from Ethan Marengo. Law the type of guy to spank other people's kids on God. Another 15 Australian from Amzi. How do people still downplay Akainu? He has the most kills of important characters. He killed the world's strongest man. He literally changed the main character's mindset and story. Akainu is top 1. Top 1's a stretch, but he's definitely top like 10.
He definitely didn't murk Whitebeard.
Yeah,
He the reason why-
he does not get the.
Whitebeard
the-
wasn't
the-
surviving them attacks.
He does not get the
Another
kill
2
for
from
that.
Jada Rude. From a guy that got kids' books are quieter. What? Oh, from a guy that has kids, books are quieter than kids. That's dark.
That's crazy.
I hope your kids ain't watching.
That's wild.
But that's all the super chats. Sorry, Marva, I went a little over. Blame Larry.
But guys, thank you so much for all the super chats. We hope you had fun this episode. Thank you for all the likes that you gave to the stream. Thank you to everybody that's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You didn't get to hear much from Lawrence, but I'm sure next week you will. But other than that, thank you, Marv, for everything. And yeah, that was basically it. So my name is Larry,
Lawrence.
Lionel.
Sam!
and this is that Top Podcast.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.